What's up? Morning, everybody. How are we doing? How are we doing today? Welcome to your analog morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it. How has your morning been so far? Tell me the games you're playing, the music you're listening to, the movies you're watching. I want to know. I want to know it all. Bring me into your analog world as I tell everybody to come join the stream. Let's read. Welcome to your stump session. What's up, Caleb? Speaking of Analog Pocket, very excited to get yours. Nice, dude. Sick. Love to see it. Tears of the Kingdom is what I'm playing. Heck yeah. Trying to cheer up. I've been feeling meh, but I got a coffee and I've been playing Mortal Kombat again. Nice, dude. In survival mode with 2 sick kids and a sick wife. Oof. Yeah, dude, I know that feeling. Golly gee, do I know that feeling. Playing Star Wars Outlaws, listening to Planet of the Frogs, and watched Kiss of the Dragon last night. Oof. You're in it, dude. Whoa. Wow. Talk about being in it to win it, baby. You're in it. Love that. What's up, nerds? What's up, dude? Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to see you, brother. All right. And we're live. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. This switch to jazz at first was like a little bit like, is this going to be a thing? Is this going to work? It works, dude. It works. I can't wait for No Rest for The Wicked to come out for Switch. What is that? Is that just Borderlands 2? Is the new Yoshi game coming out? Not today. It comes out tomorrow, right? Doesn't the new Yoshi game come out tomorrow? The 21st? Low-key No Rest for the Wicked has a Switch 2 feel to it. Good afternoon from the Netherlands. What's up, dude? New Yoshi is on the 21st. Yeah, tomorrow. PlayStation State of Play in June. However, the showcase for Wolverine isn't me. Nah, dude. It's too much. Wolverine for me is far too violent, so I'm not really interested. I love Wolverine as a character. Let me rephrase that. Like Wolverine as a character, but the violent aspect of that game just doesn't have me chomping at the bit, to say the least. Have you played Crash Bandicoot 4? I haven't. You know what it is? Crash Bandicoot was a game that I wanted to love, but I never played it growing up. So the game itself doesn't really tickle my fancy as much. Dang, Yoshi this month, Star Fox next month. I know. It's a good time to be a Nintendo fan, dude. That Yoshi game looks really good. A slept-on game, I believe. A big, giant slept-on game is Yoshi in the Crafted World. Very fun. Extremely fun. And I'm excited for that game to come out. I really hope that I get my copy in time, because if I do, that's exactly what I'll be streaming on Friday. So Friday is going to be a showcase of that game, which will be fun. The stream brings me so much joy. I'm glad to hear it, man. I love Crash Bandicoot back then, but not that much now. Yeah. I'd say the gaming that I'm more interested in now, Crash Bandicoot isn't really. I tried. I have it. So I fell into the trap of getting Crash Bandicoot and the whole Insane trilogy. So I have the titles. I don't know. But there's something about it. It just doesn't. It doesn't do it for me. Mario is for me, but yeah. Nintendo is cooking way too hard this year. My wife adores the cutesy craft type art style, so it's gonna be hard to keep up, dude. Genuinely, if you haven't played Yoshi's Crafted World, it's so good. It's so good. Like, I can't recommend it enough. It's a real fun one. I'm more into Sonic now. That's another one. Sipping some guat, dude. Nice. I like Sonic, but the concept's great. There's something about that game. It doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't. The platforming aspect just doesn't feel. I don't know. It's not the same, I would suppose. Wait, you're getting Crafted World, not Mysterious Book? No. I recommend Crafted World. Mysterious Book is also very good. I feel like you're Mario reincarnated. That would be great. I love Kirby's Epic Yarn and Yoshi's Woolly World. Crafted looks phenomenal. It is. Sonic Adventure 2 is the only Sonic I like. Is that the one that is more of a 3D game? Sonic games are hit and miss. The best modern games is Sonic Generation and Shadow. Okay, Yoshi's Crafted World was a great couch co-op game to play with my son when he was younger. Adorable and had an easy mode. It's true. I need to stop being lazy and start Twilight Princess. You don't need to do anything, dude. It's your gaming hobby. Don't feel obligated. Sonic 1 through 3 and Knuckles hasn't been topped for me. And that's with Adventure 2 existing. All right. We also have Batman and Forza. We're eating good games right now. I really want so badly to like Lego games more. I don't know what it is about the Lego games that just, there's something there. Like, I was playing the Skywalker Saga for a few days and I was really into it. Are you gonna watch the State of Play? When is it? Yes. Like, are we gonna watch it? I don't know. Like, am I gonna make a stream about it? I don't know. I don't know what it is about June 2nd. Okay. I mean, maybe. If there was a Lego Mario game, would you be invested then? I don't know. No, maybe, probably not. It's the gameplay loop. Wait, run around, smash things, collect. I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe I just don't get it. What is, you just smash stuff. It's like basically Donkey Kong Bonanza, right? It's strange, man, because Sonic is a vibe with the speed and music. Yeah, I don't get, it's just not my vibe. The Lego game have no stakes. I find them charming, but I rarely want to play them because no consequences for mistakes. Maybe that's what it is. I feel you on the Lego games. Love them as a kid, but I feel if they're, there's something just not, it's like soulless almost. I played the Lego Star Wars collection. It was fun, but I'll never return to them again. Yeah, there's something about that experience overall that I'm like, what am I missing here? I really want to enjoy this as much as everybody else, especially the fact that everybody likes, like, the Batman one was such a huge deal. I'm like, sweet, but it just, the Star Wars one, you would think of all the things, I would be like, this is the greatest ever. You play the Lego games for the jokes. Yeah. And I'm not, okay. You know what, Justin, that's it. And that's okay. I get it then. Because the jokes that the Lego games have is essentially Marvel. It's the Marvel jokes, right? And I think that Marvel jokes are cheap. Like the Marvel movies, the jokes that you find in those movies, I think they're cheap and not entertaining. I find them to be just kind of like for a 12-year-old, and so maybe that's what it is. It's just not for me. Do you like Game of Thrones? No, not at all. maybe we'll depart today from Zelda and we'll do a little bit of this just to get ready for tomorrow. Maybe. Well, I'm going to contemplate that. I look forward to playing the Lego games with kids when they get a bit bigger. Also because I have no patience for the actual Lego building. Oh, yeah. Well, I love Lego building. I think it's great. I just have no I can't afford the ones I want to build. So I've switched to a different type of Lego building, and that is building Gundam. This is my proverbial Lego building. And you know what? It's good enough for me. This is good enough for me. You gonna get Mysterious Book? Yeah. I have it on pre-order. Physical. I look forward to... the Star Wars games were carried by Star Wars IP. The Lego part of the games aren't that... Yeah. I got Mario RPG on sale for $15 at GameStop this week. I've never played it before. Dude, what a steal that is. I really wanted Brothership, but I can't find it anywhere. The Lord of the Rings Lego sets are unreal. So expensive, though. Yeah. I also want to get into building Gundam. What's your favorite Gundam? I've only built one so far. I'm currently also building... I'm in building this one right now. So I will have only built 2. And I'm reading this to try to understand what Gundam's all about, right? So that's where I'm at with Gundam. Good morning, Sasquatches. What's up, Dad Driven Tech? Welcome in, dude. Welcome in. All right, we're almost 20 minutes in. I want to just say this. Thank you guys for chilling. Monday's stream isn't live. There's some conversations there that I found to be tiresome and lacked context for someone who is a new viewer, so I didn't feel like I had replayability, so I deleted it. Today, let me do my shameless plug. Hello, my name is JD. I'm trying to make a brosy side of the internet, not cozy, but brosy. Where people can enjoy things and not have to worry about keeping up with the Joneses or the Janeses and can just like be, right? Whether it's listen to music or play video games or watch a show or a movie, the focus of everything here is to enjoy and just overall have a good time doing things. The purpose is because I feel like a lot of people, a lot of us in general, have kind of lost the plot, I guess is what people say nowadays. But realistically, the heartbeat. And so I'm trying to find it and help people find it again. Whether it's the simplicity of gaming on one single console, or it's the complexity of having multiple things that bring you joy, it doesn't matter. I think at the end of the day, it's the purpose in which we do things. And so that's what I'm trying to do here, right? With the live streams and maintaining some sort of good, feeling or whatever it may be. When I do these live streams, the biggest thing that helps is just having eyeballs. So if you could share this with somebody, that'd be awesome. If you could keep it on lurk, if you leave, whatever, that'd be great. My current goal is to get to 200 viewers consistently. We've yet to do it, kind of quite a ways off. That's my current goal. Thing number 2 is if you're enjoying and you find value. Only if you find value, I don't force it, but if you find value and you actually enjoy what you're watching, hitting the like button does, I don't think it does anything, but I sure like to see a lot of likes, right? I'm going to be honest. I feel like every YouTuber is like, hit the like button. It helps. I don't know if it does. But I sure like to know that when I see the likes go up, that means that people are enjoying it. And so that helps me understand what's going on. That's 2. 3, if you want to contribute to this additionally and take that extra step, becoming a member, becoming a Sasquatch here on YouTube is the way to do it. And the more that happens, the more predictability and stability I have in making this a career. And so that is my shameless plug. I will do that maybe once, maybe twice more during the stream because these are my ads. I don't have sponsors because I'm picky too picky. And so the way that I do this is by trying to sponsor myself. All right, cool. What's in the cup this morning? When does the Sasquatch blend go live? I'm working on that along with my merch. The cup this morning. This is a really interesting cup of coffee, if I'm being honest with you. This cup of coffee is from my local grocery store. Now, Trader Joe's Coffee, they have a coffee called Soloacy. Now, the reason why I purchased this coffee, Soloacy, is because when I used to work at Pete's Coffee with a couple of my friends, we used to drink a coffee called Soloacy Colosi. It was like the only one that we all liked. And the fact that Trader Joe's had one called Soloacy, I bought it just to text them. And so I texted my two friends, and we were like, oh, that's crazy, right? And so it was two sisters that I used to work with. And so it was kind of a fun little like trip down memory lane. And that's why I got it. And it's surprisingly, honestly, okay. I'm enjoying it. Today's cup is going to be Soloacy Colosi with about a tablespoon of coconut palm sugar, maybe an ounce or two, I didn't measure it perfectly, of whole milk, and a full scoop of collagen peptides. So 20 grams of protein, collagen protein. And that's my little morning coffee. And I like it, genuinely. I'm out of Bones coffee, so this is what I got. I have my special blend, but this is all I got. It's like reminiscent of teenage angst, being late to work because I rode the fixie and stuff like that. Bought a giant bucket of Aldi grounds for $12. Tastes like gasoline. Never again. Eesh. Yeah. You used to work at Pete's Coffee. That's nuts. They're in Minnesota. They're everywhere. Pete's Coffee, not Pete's. Pete's. Used to live in Richfield, now over in Wisconsin. Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's what's in the cup today. Today's conversation, I think, is... I'm digging the jazz. Sick, man. Today's conversation, I think, is one that I've been thinking about a lot lately. Mainly because, one is I think algorithms play a big role in shaping what you think your reality is. And so that's why, a lot of us last stream decided to kill our algorithm. But other than that, I know where Richfield in Wisconsin is nice. Other than that, dude, it's so crazy to see how many members are here. It's wild, man. My dear wife bought me dark roast Aldi coffee for my AeroPress at work. I painfully persevered and then told her not to buy me the coffee again. Well, dark roast. Thanks. I remember when I liked dark roast and I was like, this is great. It tastes bad. That's not great. That's not great at all. I loving YouTube just be a destination to search. No algorithm inside. That's right, man. You're spot on. I think that shaping reality is the whole point of an algorithm. Yep. Just made me a cup. Ready to watch one of my favorite content creators. Oh, who's that? Share it with all of us. Still subbed on Twitch. I'll have to switch it over later. You do what you need to do. You don't feel obligated. I actually went through and I followed so many channels trying to reset my algorithm. Don't reset your algorithm because algorithms change based on what you click on. And so you're not going to reset it. Analog. Oh. So the title of this is why is everybody going back in gaming, right? And to not, bait and not tell you what's going on. This is how I feel. I feel like there is this really, really interesting movement that individuals are going on, and it's kind of this like, I don't think it's everybody. In fact, I think that it is a millennial thing, right? I think this is a generational thing. And the reason why is because there was a time of very, very distant memory, but it still existed, where we did not feel this way, right? We did not actually feel this way. We didn't feel this sense of overwhelm. We didn't feel this sense of like almost everything tastes bland. We didn't feel this way. And I think there are a lot of us millennials in general, us, I guess, what is the millennial age group? What is the millennial years? 81 to 96, right? So 81 to 96. So us 30 and 40 or 30 to 40 somethings, right? So literally 30 to 40. I think there are a lot of us 30 to 40ers, right? I'm smack dab in the middle at 89, right? I'm an 89er, okay? Us, so that's 30. So 96, that'd be 30 to 81. To that's 45, 30 to 45. That's crazy. There is that 45? Yeah. There are a lot of us who 88. Nice. I think a lot of us are I think a lot of us are in that age range, right? That we remember a feeling of, and it wasn't it. Here's the deal, and I think that this is the thing that a lot of people discredit. They're like, "Oh, you had less responsibility." No, that's not true. Sorry, that's not the only reason. I don't think it was because we had less responsibility that we felt less overwhelmed. I think it's because we had less stimulus. And I was having this conversation with some people on Discord, and how I pretty much think that if I do my job correctly, I'm going to have no viewers because I've convinced everybody to get off the internet, which, we'll see. We'll see if that's a good thing or not. But I think that we had less stimulation, right? And so this was the conversation I was having online. So yesterday, we were talking about this idea of how everybody is mindlessly scrolling, because we were talking about how a lot of us nuked our YouTube. We all kind of unanimously, we all understand. I mean, everyone in chat right now, we all kind of, right? And everyone that's gathered around the stump, we all understand, right? One, TikTok is there's zero good in TikTok. Two, there's zero good on Instagram. And three, there's zero good on YouTube Shorts. I think that unanimously we can agree that there's not one instance in which you go on those platforms and leave in a better version, as a better version of yourself. I would love to hear your opinion on that specific, and on X. I don't include Twitter or X because I never used it. So I have zero real understanding of what it is. I don't know what I've never used Reddit other than what is the best ant killer Reddit, like stuff like that. So I want to know your thoughts. I'm not saying the platform itself doesn't have people doing good things, but what I'm saying is, as a whole, as an actual whole, I think we can unanimously agree that there is zero actual good that those platforms contribute as a whole. Let me hear. I want to hear your thoughts on that. Also, I'm really tempted to open this Ken Griffey Jr. thing that is in a box. I'm just keep looking at it, but I don't know why it's even in the box. Why would it matter? Whatever. I heard someone saying opening Twitter is like having a little phone cigarette. That's a really interesting thing. Reddit can be helpful, but dangerous, disgusting at the same time. I did use Instagram to search for ideas for my gaming room, collections, etc. Okay. Always thought long form content is much more value and nuance. All right. What is the definition of actual good? as a baseline. Exiting the experience in a better place than you were when you entered it, I would say. I have data to prove it. My fitness watch will tell me I'm having moments of stress after I have scrolled on YouTube. Wow. Overall, I agree they are dangerous. However, they can valuable tools if used for the right reason, but most can't. What would be a valuable tool of short form content that can't exist without short form content? That's the question. I would go as far to say zero. Many find good self-help. I would say it's a net zero. What is something that short form content can grant you that nothing else can, that is positive? My wife uses social media to get dogs adopted from shelters. She gets tons of views and they get adopted. All right. Makes sense. Yeah, I got on Instagram the other day and I just have so many different topics that I've overloaded information. Yeah. Instagram is nice for keeping up with friends, though it admittedly provides a petty, shallow connection. Is it? I mean, keeping up with friends, why don't you just call them? That's the thing. I've heard a lot of this before. Instagram and Facebook, oh, I can keep up with people. I mean, call me old-fashioned, but I have a phone number to do that. Right? Like, I don't understand. That's the biggest thing. It can be a gateway. Someone battling obesity sees a short of someone who was in the same boat and decides to change their life. But I would love for that to be real. I really would. But I think that unfortunately, that situation is the far more likely situation is someone who's battling obesity sees people that aren't obese and feels worse about themselves. I feel like that's the unfortunate reality. Short form videos are good for quick bursts of information, but it's never used for that. I don't know if the burst of information that's there is even valuable or if it's true. You don't remember any short reel or TikTok you watched yesterday. That's what it is. Even the good information that you're like, oh yeah, I learned something. The reality is we're at a point in short form information is we don't even know if that short form information is true because people make short form content to, one, get views, but also the problem is there's no accountability. And so in a lot of ways, they're actually just making stuff based on a feeling and it may not even be correct. Isn't this all a matter of perspective? I wish that this was perspective only, but algorithms have done something beautiful in which they have created a situation in which perspective no longer is something you have, but your perspective is actually shaped by an external force that dictates what it is. Perspective used to be like, these are my ideas and my opinions. You don't get to have those anymore. And so I feel like there's this movement of millennials being like, we didn't used to function this way. I used to have my own thoughts, my own ideas, my own feelings. And now because we were the test subjects, right, with Instagram, right? And there's so many different things talking about how social media as a whole was used to first create connection, but now it creates longing, right? That's what this type of interaction, it creates longing. I will do this because I want to be like this person, right? And we always had that kind of sort of like role model, right? But now we don't have role models as much. It's like the creator. I want to be like this person. And it really is fascinating. And I feel like us as millennials still kind of feel like, well, we know what it was like, so let's try to go back because it's still within reach. And so now we have these crazy things happening. Like, I don't know what the other, whatever. We have a Game Boy with Game Boy games that we're finding people spending hundreds of dollars on, right, to play these games because it has that disconnection. It isn't plugged into everything. It isn't suggesting anything because this can't think for itself. Whereas, unfortunately, everything else does think for itself. That is something I think a lot of us are running towards. Me, with my analog den in my living room, again, that started in January as a video idea because I thought it would do well. The video idea didn't go crazy, but it's been transformative. I'm at the end of May or middle to end of May, okay? That's the 5th month of the year, okay? This was supposed to be a middle of December to middle of January. Middle of December, middle of January. I'm in the middle of May. Let's just say middle of May. Still there. And there is and I repeat, no change in sight. My daughter had her best friend come over for dinner the other night. This was last weekend, all right? It was beautiful, by the way. It was the most 90s experience, I think, that my kid can ever have. So Friday, this is beautiful. Friday, my daughter comes home from school, and her best friend is here, right? And she's across the street, and she's here a few days a week. And so she's across the street at her dad's house, and my daughter gets home. She goes, is she ready to? Yeah, go. She knocks on her door, right? No phone call. Just knock on the door. Hey, can so-and-so play? Yeah. She comes out and they're running. They're in my backyard jumping on the trampoline. They run in, take off your shoes, right? Run upstairs. They play in her room. Come back downstairs, go to her house, play in her room, back downstairs, back in my house. Back and forth, running in and out of the house. Is going to the backyards. Beautiful. There's no TV to watch, right? Then it's dinner time. Chicken nugget dinner. She comes by. Her dad comes by. We have chicken nugget dinner. I made chili for everybody. But she's having chicken nugget dinner, right? And so we do that. It's great, delicious. It really was too. So good. The chili was. I make such good chili. And then it's movie time. And we tell her friend, we say, hey, what movie do you want to watch? And she's like, I don't know, right? Here are your choices. And we show her the VHSs. And at first she kind of looks puzzled. But then she sees, right? She reads, hey, I know that one, Toy Story. I want to watch Toys. She pulls it out, she grabs it, she holds it in her hand. This is Toy Story? Yes, that is Toy Story. She opens it up and she sees the VHS cassette and she's like, and my daughter, Joey, she goes, let me show you how to use this. And she teaches her friend how to use a VHS, a VCR. She plugs it in. We grab the remote. And my two children, my daughter and my son, cozied up next to each other. My daughter's best friend sitting next to her. They sit on the couch and they watch Toy Story in the middle of the living room on the Sony Trinitron. With her dad sitting on one side, my wife and I sitting, and all five, was there 5 of us? 6 of us? 6 of us. Sitting on the couch together in a room, crowded around it's not even 30, I think it's 27 inch. I don't remember the size. Sony Trinitron on a Friday night. Nothing getting in the way. No switching of this, switching to that. No blue light. Just an experience. Just something sweet. Something pure. And it was going a little too late. So we couldn't finish it. So I had to pause it. Of course, my daughter didn't want to say goodbye, but we had to. It was getting late. It was past bedtime by about an hour at that point. We started very late. And I pressed the button. And it shakes and it's paused. She goes, what's that? We paused. Goes, will we lose our spot? Nope. It won't play. It's done. And so take out the cassette tape, put it back on the shelf. She goes, it's not going to restart? No. We'll finish this tomorrow. So she leaves. The next day, They start playing at noon. Yes, noon. And they continue to play from noon all the way until dinner time. Dinner at different people's houses. And I say, hey, ask the dad. Dad's cool with it. I say, hey, if you want to come back tonight, we'll come and get you after dinner. You come back. We'll finish Toy Story. We'll have hot chocolate and popcorn. Okay? My daughter was elated. And so we walk over to her friend's house a little bit after dark. We pick her friend up. We walk back to our house. We sit down. We watch the end of the movie. It finishes. We watch the blooper reel at the end of the movie because there's still more watching. She's like, what's this? It's a blooper reel. This was a part of the movie that no one ever watches. But boy, howdy, was it great. And then I tell her we got to rewind. So my daughter goes, let's rewind. She teaches her how to rewind. It makes that sound. They're kind of like giggling and whatever. Take it out, put it away, put it back on the shelf, turn off the TV, and it's done. My daughter and I walk her to her front door because at this point it's, late. And I told her dad, I was like, we'll walk her back, don't worry. And then my daughter and I walk back. My son is already getting into bed. And there was this beautiful moment this weekend that had zero influence from any external forces. It was 100% dictated, created, and decided by the children. They got to choose. They got to choose what dinner they had. They wanted to do chicken nuggets. They got to choose what movie they wanted to watch. They only had about a dozen to choose from. It's Toy Story. They didn't get to switch. There was no option. It was just there in front of them. And in that moment, in the time that existed, that whole experience, I thought to myself, we still have access to this. It may not be necessary to ditch your 85-inch crazy huge giant OLED TV that you can see every pore on everyone's face. It may not be that. It may not be that, but I think what is necessary and what is our responsibility as millennials, right? As the Sasquatch is here, is you look back on history and there's always a chronicling or a specific thing that carries on tradition, carries on tales, whatever, right? And this is more of a religious or whatever type of thing, but they carry on a specific thing, and so that it doesn't get forgotten. And it's because it's important. And I think we're at a point right now where there's a specific way of thought. There's a specific way to interact with our surroundings that is becoming forgotten. We see the jokes about how the Wall-E thing was a prediction. Maybe even was a fortune tell. They told the future there with Wall-E. We still have the ability as millennials. We're a very special generation because we were the last generation to live in a world where what we're experiencing today, not this back and forth that we have in this. I think this is kind of unique in its own right, but this really interesting social media lifestyle didn't exist. We were the last generation to live without the internet as it stands today. I remember dial-up. I remember all that stuff. I remember when it first started. I remember when I texted my first text message. Fundamental tradition is eroding. It's the idea that we as people were created to have actual connection with everything that we're encountering. And what is happening now is we have willingly surrendered our true connection to everything in turn for an algorithm to tell us what we like. That's what it is. Connection was not just meant for peer-to-peer. Connection was, I know it seems silly to bring this up again, doing this, connecting with this experience, right? It seems all wishy-washy and kind of over whatever. But enjoying this. I talk about it on Brosy. You're going to get that episode at the middle of the day today if you are a Sasquatch or a Sasquatch elder over on Patreon. If you're not, you'll get the episode tomorrow. I talk about it. I talk about how when I started building this, I built just the head while on a phone call with my friends on Discord, while additionally watching something on YouTube. And then 3 months later, I sat down at my kitchen table, away from everything. I put on some Ben Webster, Dexter Gordon, two of my favorite saxophone artists, jazz artists, and I built the remainder of it in one sitting. A couple of hours one Sunday. Just relaxing. That moment was one where I was connecting with the moment, not just connecting the pieces, but connecting with the moment. No one told me you got to do this. I wasn't building this for anyone else to be a part of anything crazy. I'm not a part of a Gundam Reddit community that'll never meet anybody. It was just this moment where I got to put something together. We've lost the connection to our gaming hobby because gaming has become, am I allowed to enjoy this? Oh, that character looks that way. They're trying to say something. Oh, that game's incomplete. Oh, that graphics is this. That company did that. We're not allowed to enjoy anything anymore. When my daughter's best friend picked up the box, she didn't read who created it. She didn't read what made it. She didn't even read it. She saw the pictures of Woody. She recognized the characters. She goes, I want to watch this. It was pure. There was nothing getting in the way. Now that is childlike innocence, purity, right? But still, I think we can still do that. And I think that's why everyone is going backwards in gaming. I think that's why a lot of us, millennials, are spending I didn't because I already had one, $400 on 3DSs. On games like the new Yoshi's Island. Nothing's influencing this. It's just a game to play. One that's fun and exciting. And nothing is trying to push anything. My closest friend likes to hop onto Discord and hang out while playing games, but they never seem to actually have conversation, just occasionally comments. I love them, but it felt a waste of... I have been doing that for the past few months where I just hop on a Discord call. No one's talking. We're just kind of in each other's presence. I'm not going to do it anymore. It feels cheap. Had to stop after I tried to engage larger combos, but never went anywhere of value. Yeah. It's so good. It is. It feels clunky. All voice chat. Do you guys voice chat or is it text in Discord? It was voice chat, but I'm leaving that. I honestly used to just hop on voice calls and just sit there and no one's talking. Just can't. It makes me feel stressed. I haven't hopped on with them for months. It's just sad. I talk a lot on Discord. I think that the idea of being in the presence of someone digitally but not actually conversing is a really weird... It is the embodiment of we are more connected than we've ever been, but more lonely than we've ever been. 3DS kind of represents the end of a 30-year era of lo-fi pocket games, in my opinion. I think the Nintendo Switch 2 is bringing back that feeling minus the pocketable. Way to get into the morning. Good morning, everyone. What's up, Ninja? I have a best friend who's been in my life since 6th grade, and we may go weeks or months without talking, and when we talk again, it's like picking up where we left off. It's nice. That's the way to do it. No talking is weird unless we're gaming focusing. Yeah. I want couch co-op. If we have to play virtually, I want to still talk as if we are doing couch co-op. No, that's fair. That's fair. I think that there is a increasing trend of individuals who don't leave their houses because everything's become work from home, and so we try to fix that by getting on voice calls and then convince ourselves that work from home is a good idea, when in reality, if it was a good idea, why is everybody on voice calls talking to each other? It's not a good idea. People need people. The crux of this, the climax of this conversation, the very, very thesis here of why is everyone going backwards in gaming is simple. It's because I feel like every aspect of our interactive life has been digitized, has been monetized, has been paywalled, and has been sold back to us. And we as people have accepted it for a certain amount of time. But there are a choice few of us who remember what it used to be, or going back. And so that's the feeling. That's what Analog Den's about. That's what Brosy's about. That's what these conversations are about. That's why I'm not showing you the next best tech. That's why it's not because it's bad. It's not because it's not good. It's not because it isn't cool. It is cool. Do I want the Lenovo Legion Go 2? Do I want Lenovo to say, hey, we'll send you one? Without a doubt, dude. Would I say yes? Probably. Probably, yeah. Do I want every handheld to play with them like toys? Yes, absolutely. Who doesn't want all those toys? But I can't in my right mind, my right heart, talk about it because it just doesn't feel right. I got a Lenovo Legion Go 2 back in December. It's incredible. It seems cool. It's just big. The days of going to a mate's house after school, playing N64, GoldenEye, Mario Kart Wars, peak gaming, closest gaming since from recent. Nice. Man, loving where you are talking, where you're taking this, especially feeling that experience with your neighbor. We try to practice that as much as we can. Have to jet to a meeting. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, man. Good morning, everyone. What's up, man? I remember the good old days of playing co-op Halo 3 with Lizzo, with my buddies. I wish we knew we were in the good old days back then. We never will. Was that Michael Scott quote? Why don't they ever tell us we're in the good old days or something? Or was it Andy? It's one of the two. I want all those toys, but I have to save for retirement and my kids' college. Agreed. Yeah. Well, yeah, there it is. It was Andy? Okay. Agreed on that point. Whenever my friends come over, we always keep our handheld devices on hand, but never touch them. We just enjoy hearing what each person has to say more than gaming individually. Yeah. I can tell that I'm in the good old days right now. All right. Greetings from Poland, bro. You're doing an amazing... Thank you, man. Andy, okay. Yeah, so I just... Analog Den started as a space, right? Where I was like, Steam Deck. And it was because there was a specific creator who I still watch, Poladroid. And I met, and we have I would say a digital relationship, right? We haven't met in person. We FaceTime and stuff. I would say we're friends. I would consider him a friend of mine. And I was very motivated by his storytelling, his cinematic nature. And I was like, I'm going to be a part of this Steam Deck community, right? See where that has gone. But as I started interacting more and more with what the YouTube side of technology and gaming was, I realized I just don't fit in. Because I don't feel that way. Right? And I genuinely believe in what the message of this place is. And it's not what is going to be the best way for you to play a game. What is going to be the coolest thing? But rather, how can we just be more present? I lost my best friend 2 weeks ago. We'd been friends for over 20 years since school, but life took us in different countries. The day he passed, I asked if he wanted to reconnect. It's intense, man. And play a new Star Wars racing game, but it was too late. We often realize too late how important it is to spend time with people we love. Yeah, dude, that's powerful. It's true. I'll never forget playing NES in 2005 with a friend after school. It was a vibe to step back from the Xbox and PlayStation 2. Yeah, man. I think that's what's crazy about all of this, that companies don't think the analog trend is here to stay. I think this is going to be something that the more people catch on, the more people want that type of experience. Yeah, the good times are always today. It's hard to realize something, but it's true. The odds of us being alive, breathing, and here today are so slim. Every second counts. I would agree with that. I think what we miss, I would agree with that sentiment. Yeah, Caleb. I think what we miss most of all, and this is the unfortunate reality, is, so I've used this example a lot. I have a buddy that he hates his job. He's always hated his job. I don't know a day where he's been like, I loved work today. He just hates his job. But every weekend, he has a cool, like, overlanding rig and stuff. He's out. He's like, can't wait. And so he is the epitome of living for the weekend. He goes to his job and just went, right? And that's all he does. And he lives, and that's it. And I thought to myself, how crazy is it that for how many years are we working, right? We're working until we're in our 60s, so 40 years, 50 years for some of us. Let's say you work from 15 and a half to 65. That's 50 years of working, right? 50 times 365. What is that? Someone do the math real quick. I'll do it. 50 times 365. 50 times 365. 18,250 days, right? And then you're going to add, what, leap year every 4 years? We don't have to be this exact. We're just not going to do that. So leap year every 4 years would be 6. So 4 into 50 is what? 12.5-ish, right? So 18,250 days, right? Every year, let's say you get 2 weeks vacation, which is crazy. It should be more. Let's say let's be crazy. Let's say 30 days a year you don't have to work. So let's take 1,500 days off of that. We're going to take 1,750 off of that. All right? We're going to go even crazy. Okay? So 18,250 by 1,750. So 18,250 minus 1,750. What are we at now? 16.5. 16,000 days. 16,500 days of work. That's how many days of work if you work from 15 and a half to 65. 16,500 days. That is so many days. Now, what if you decided that only two out of those 16,500 are worth it? Only 2. So that would be, this is the crazy part of living for the weekend. Only 2 days. So out of 16,500 that's left, that would be 50 times, that's 50 years, 52 times 2. So out of 16,500 days, you would only actually enjoy 5,000 days. 1/3. Everything else, 1/3 of your life, of your working professional life. 1/3. That's all. Only 2 days out of all that. That's crazy. And I thought, this is a mindset. This, I hear you, but a lot of people don't have a choice. That's not what I'm getting at. The mindset of only 2 days are valuable. Only 2 days are worth remembering. Only 2 days are worth it. I was driving to work one day thinking about this. This was years ago because I hated my job. And as I was driving for work, I was stuck in traffic, late for the job I hated. And I looked up and the sun was hitting the sky perfectly. The mountains in the background, gorgeous. And I had this moment. I was like, this is beautiful. It changed my day. It was the middle of the week. And it was because I wasn't focused on the weekend. I was present in that moment. Yes, the job I was about to go to, I wasn't excited for. But I allowed myself to be present that moment. And in being present that moment, I got to experience and enjoy something that this was over 10 years ago. I still remember that. I still remember looking out. I was an on-ramp going to work late that day. I still remember it. This is the good old days idea, where people are like, the good old days were behind us. Now they're today. And it requires us to step back and be intentional. And the very thing that is keeping us from this is the crazy part, is the current digital lifestyle. Not all digital, no more physical media. No. The digital lifestyle. Create experiences that are supposed to be these small little capsules that are just for you, and then hope to God someone else experienced it and talk to them about it on the internet in anonymity. This is life. It ain't working. And this is why the analog trend isn't a trend. This isn't a trend. Because if it was a trend, everyone would be hopping on it. This is a cure. This is a cure. That's what it is. What's my full-time job? I am a video editor. That's how I make my money. That math is what got me to quit my job of 15 years and take work from home job so I could be present and watch my daughter grow. Life is too short to be miserable. It's true. When I was faithful, had a good attitude, worked my absolute best, 2 months later, blessed me with an incredible job. Nice, dude. It is a mindset. In my most miserable job, I realized that I used to beg on my knees daily that God would take me out of there. But he wanted patience. Oh yeah, that's true. That doesn't mean that a person shouldn't find a way to provide in the same way without being unhappy. No. No. I'm not saying everyone needs to quit their job because they're wasting it away. What I'm saying is that when you focus on the weekend because you hate your job, you miss 5 out of the 7 days of the week. And those 5 are far more than the 2. And often it creates this disappointment if the 2 days you have a week are supposed to be yours and you don't get to do what you want, and then it ruins the rest. Don't do that. Don't do that. We need to be less distracted, right? That doesn't mean entertainment needs to change. Bad entertainment existed back when we were younger too. Bad movies existed, bad shows existed, political stuff exists. Everything already existed. Is it more today? I think it's more. I don't think that the subject matter is more. I think that the access is easier. Therefore, it feels like it's more. Right? Because our brains weren't created to amplify it. That's a better way to put it. When you read, I'll use something that's very, very popular to talk about right now. The specific sickness, the hantavirus, right? That has infected like 17 people. When you read it's infected someone, 150 times, are you feeling like you're reading about the same thing 150 times? Or are you feeling like your brain is processing it as if it's 150 different things? Our brains aren't processing things properly. There's a disconnect and a malfunction. And that disconnect and malfunction is being used to increase this weird feeling. There's no way of I have no way of actually articulating whether or not it's intentional or not. But I can say this. We can exit. There is an exit. And that exit, didn't mean to do that this way, is an analog den. Full circle, baby. That's the exit. That's the exit. It's not a physical room, it's a mindset. And the mindset is we, as people, as humans, as whatever, Sasquatches, the superior human, as Sasquatches, we have the ability to make every decision. And so, here's the deal. Here's the deal. What would happen if you were in charge of all of your decisions? Some people are like, well, I have to go to work. You get to go to work, right? You wake up and go, okay, I'm going to go to work today. Declare it. Right? I don't think that there's necessarily a meaning in a job, but rather that you can do what you can affect in your effort at said job. I think only lucky people can have meaning in their jobs. Most people will not be doing anything of significance. Well, that's certainly a mindset. A job doesn't have to offer significance to be significant. Right? My buddy who lives for the weekend, he now, in the state of California, owns, renovated, and has completely transformed he's very, very wise with his money. His life, and now in this insignificant job that he hates, has completely transformed his life in such a fashion where his family has a beautiful life. Just can't get past the fact that he hates his job. Pretty significant. I think that there's very, very simple and easy significance that everyone can have. And it's to understand that you yourself are the significant one. You're the right? We have been shaped to look to others to find our significance. And an algorithm has done a good job at showing you what you're supposed to look at. I may never live for the weekend. My life is a blessing. Therefore, I rejoice and choose to find joy in today. That's right. Every job has dig, unless it's immoral. Dignity. Flow state. Dude, I think I make fun of that in my podcast. What does that mean? What is it? What do these stickers do? Do they mean anything? Thank you for that. Flow state. 200 joules. Don't work for man, but work for the Lord. May your actions glorify God throughout workday. Yeah, you can find joy. That's true. What's good? What's up, Peas? Top of the Moro. Yes. I am Al Bundy. I work at a shoe store. I hate it. Do you really? Really? That's awesome. My son hit an absolute dinger at his baseball game last night. That's what I live for. Dude, isn't that the best? What's that kid's name, dude? That was like going everywhere. I'm so-and-so and I hit dingers. I loved that video. It's so funny. The way I see it is that I don't have to love my job per se, but I can love the life that it gives me. Yeah. Big Al. My name's Big Al and I hit dingers. That kid's gonna be someone someday. I work at a shoe store. That's crazy. Where do you work? Like Foot Locker or something? I mean, I hope those stores still stay around. Do you work at Red Wings? Go work at Red Wings. Selling the good Lord's shoe. The Iron Ranger. I love my Iron Rangers, dude. I think, genuinely, out of all of the boots I own, which is, at this point, 3, out of all the shoes I've worn, which is pretty much just Vans, and I guess Birkenstocks, the Iron Ranger is the greatest boot / shoe I've ever. Famous footwear. Go, dude. Upgrade your life. Go to Red Wings. Shoe stores were important to me growing up. Young sneakerhead. Oh, nice. I never was into sneaks. Little sneaky sneaks. With my first YouTube check, I went out and purchased a pair of Reebok pumps, which were the exact replica of the ones I wanted when I was a kid, but I couldn't afford them. My parents only bought at Payless. And that was a beautiful thing. That was my first YouTube paycheck. I got a YouTube paycheck for like $80 and I went and purchased those. But that's the only like sneakers. And I bought a second pair, which were the Street Fighter limited edition ones, which I wore. So I had no intention of selling them. Show us your boots. I'm a boot guy myself. Being from the PNW, you ever have a pair of Danners? I'm not a fan of Danners personally. I had the LA Gear knockoff pumps. All we could afford back then. Yeah, Iron Rangers are dope. I just prefer the design of Thursday's Captain boot. See, and I like Red Wings because they're made in USA. I've always wanted the Andre Agassi Nike Air Tex. Those shoes are amazing. Here, I'll go grab. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go hug my kids anyway, so I'll be right back. I'll get my pumps, my boots, and then I'll be right back. You guys chill. I'll be right back. All right, sneaker boys. All right, sneakers. Okay. This jazz is hitting. Okay, you guys, these are so my first pair were these. I still wear these. These are my pumps. These are the actual pumps. As you can see, they're broken in and dirty. They have coffee on them. Right? These are the old school Reebok pumps from back in the day. Pretty cool, right? I wanted these so bad as a kid. So these are my pumps. Shaq owns Reebok. He put out these. I got these pumps because look at the front. Street Fighter. And I thought they were sick. Also, it says Shaq on the back. I thought that was cool. These ones are super cool because... Can I take it out? You can see in here, maybe? No. It has all of the Street Fighter characters inside. So, like, Chun-Li. Cammy, I think. See that? No, you can't see it. Cammy's in there. So, and they have, like, this cool, like, thing under here. These are, like, pretty sick, right? I think these look pretty cool. So, this is my other pair of pumps. Throw some yellow in there. Right? There's some yellow. Yeah, these are cool. And then these are my dailies. My Iron Rangers, baby. These things are heavy. But these are my daily drivers. There you go. You wear all these? I don't wear the Reeboks as much. To be honest, I pretty much just wear my... Are the Thursday boots worth? I don't know. I don't like Thursday boots personally. I think Thursday boots are for people who want to see if they like boots. That's the way I look at Thursday boots. Ariats are yeah. Some jazz recommendations last week. I happen to remember what they were. Dexter Gordon, Zoot Sims, Ben Webster, Jerry Mulligan. Those are 4 great starts. Yeah, Thursday boots are for people who don't know if they want boots. They're inexpensive for what you can get. And then once you're like, yeah, I like wearing boots, then you can go ahead and look into the better brands like Wolverine or Red Wings. I've owned Thursday Captain. You get what you pay for. Yeah, they're cheaper. It's crazy to think that $100 is cheap. I mean, perspective. So these are American made, 100% leather, and these were $350. But what happens is when I break these in, well, they're broken in, right? They heal. Everything is like I can move everything around. These were stiff as heck. When this needs to get redone, I just give it to them, spend, $60 to $70, which is this, or maybe it's more. Maybe I think it's like $100, which is like the price of a new pair of shoes, and then they resole it, and then I got my boots. I don't have to buy boots again. We have Wolverines here in our store. Oh, nice. I have Wolverine 1,000 miles. You ever watch Red Anvil boot review videos? No. I watch the Iron Snail. The Iron Snail. So I have those Reebok pumps. I don't wear them that much anymore. I used to. I genuinely, because I wear Japanese denim doesn't look good with Reebok pumps. My daily driver, I kind of almost am like in a uniform at all times. I wear Japanese denim, not right now. These are my sweats. These are my Wranglers. I call them my sweats. I wear salvage denim, Japanese denim. And I now wear almost exclusively as t-shirts American Giant, and then I wear boots. That's pretty much it. You guys have a favorite pair of skateboarding shoes? Looking for some new flats? Japanese denim, yeah. I have like 5 pieces, I think. So I have a pair of Momotaros, a pair of Gold Rush. Those are gifts. Those are great. A pair of my first ever pair of heavyweights, which was the Naked and Famous Elephant 4s. Those are like 8 years old. I think. Japanese denim is pricey. Which denim brand is your favorite? That's a tough one. I think Pure Blue Japan is probably one of my favorites. Ironheart's really good too. The one that I find to be the most prestigious is Momotaro. I love Momotaro, but I will be the first to admit their jacket is the best jacket I've ever worn. It's the one that has the 2 stripes on it. The issue with their denim is it's very much made for like Japanese men, not white men. And so like my body type, my European body doesn't fit in the jeans well. Because there's like a different so there's a different femur, your femur, right? The big quad, the bone in your quad, your femur. Anatomically, Japanese men, I know that from sports, from weightlifting. Maybe it's the same with women too, I'm not sure, have shorter femurs than the European man. And so what does that create? It creates a longer torso. And because of the longer torso, a higher waisted pant isn't as uncomfortable because of the torso, right? Well, Momotaro, their pants are higher waisted. Their standard is not sitting where a normal low rise would be, what we call it, Western body, European body would have. So there's just an anatomical difference. And Momotaro is the first denim brand that I was like, ooh, this is certainly made for Japanese men. Like, this is not made for someone like myself. And so that was one thing, but I still think that Momotaro is the most prestigious out of all of them. Good jeans with bigger thighs. It's hard mode. Uniqlo has been solid for me, thankfully. Yeah, Uniqlo is good. They're all right. That was my first pair of selvage, I think, was Uniqlo. Bigger thighs does make things different because you have to account for the thigh, which, yeah, I got that thrift store denim drip. If you can find it. The downside of thrift stores is they don't have sizes. You know, you're like, oh, I like this, but it's not my size, you know? Ever been to Japan? No. My best friend just got back from Japan. He was there for like 17 days with his family. It was crazy. Maybe it was, I think it was that, 17 or 18 days. I have not been to Japan. It'd be a cool experience. I'm not really someone who's into world travel, though. I don't need to. I've never been that way. I'd love to see it, but I also don't need to. So I know what it takes to get out there. And at this point in my life, that experience is not worth more than what I could use the same amount of finances for to do stuff in life right now with my family. So I heard this, like, I was talking with my daughter's teacher, and hold on. I just sneezed. I was talking with my daughter's teacher, and we're in the school she goes to is got a lot of financially affluent individuals, right? She's like, it's really interesting to see how these families decide to vacation because they spend all this money going in these elaborate trips when, like, in reality, all their kids want is to build a fort in the backyard. They don't really care about going to, all these different places. They're not going to remember it. The memories are, my dad built a jungle in my living room, And that really struck a chord with me because I kind of was feeling less than. Because I was like, my kids, we don't go to Disneyland or anything, or we have, my kids have been to Disneyland. But don't. It's just like, we don't need to. My wife and I love to travel. We are trying to go everywhere we can before having kids. That's a good way to do it. My wife and I both want to go to Japan, Pokemon Center, Poke Park. Nintendo Museum would be sick. I'm with you, though. I'm not sure on travel, let alone world travel. I don't need to. The hoopla is not something that I'm particularly excited about. You know what I mean? I also do not have much of a wanderlust. Yeah. Neither do I. I prefer the familiars, right? Familiar environment. I'm okay with it. I'm content. I think I would have just as much fun going to a Saturday morning Star Wars Unlimited than anything else. You know what I mean? Hermit? No, not necessarily that. I think familiar. I don't prefer to be in my home. I just don't need. I don't need to go about town. I went back to catch the remainder of the stream from Monday, but it was unlisted. It's nice to catch up on a later time. Yeah, that one, don't worry about it. You didn't miss much. Being able to eat my own food, drive my own car, sleep in my own bed, priceless. I would agree that to a certain extent, yeah. The experiences that I'm looking for aren't ones that the world I would need to do in a different country. Meaningful experiences can be simply over a cup of coffee with a friend at a local coffee shop. And here's the honest truth out of all of it. The coffee doesn't even need to be good. Right? Let's be real. You could be drinking a degenerate coffee with a bunch of sugar in it, you know? Maybe I just need some inspiration for some America travel locations. I think, honestly, it's the company. It's the company. That's what's most important, right? That's why I think that's really what it comes down to. It's the company. I don't need to see. I mean, there was one point in my life where there were things I wanted to see, but it doesn't matter. Clutches Pros, how dare you? Would you travel around the States, not international? I mean, no need. I mean, sure. I'm not at a point right now where I'm interested in like, let me see this thing. I don't know if that matters as much to me right now. I would be just as happy going and seeing there are a few things that I at one point in my life really wanted to go see. I really wanted to go see the pyramids, and I really wanted to go see the Great Wall of China, and I really want to go to Japan. But have you ever been to the mountains in a log cabin early in the morning, standing out, smelling the air? I don't know if anything can beat that. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I don't know if anything can beat the smell of the mountains and the silence that exists there. I agree with you, Sean. But I can spend $1,000 for a weekend, a long weekend in the mountains. That's everything. And it takes 2 hours to get there. Never been to the mountains, but a log cabin and fresh air in the woods, I know that feeling. That's my happy place. Yeah. I'd rather save up to have those experiences with buddies, right? Take 4 families out to a cabin in the woods. Enjoy just the slow down. That's far more valuable to me than any world travel. I'm 2-hour drive from a Rocky Mountain. It's wonderful. Yeah, see what I mean, dude? That's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. Question for the room. I'm going to go get a piece of toast because always drinking coffee on an empty stomach, I'm someone who I don't love it. So I'm going to grab a piece of toast. You guys discuss who's getting Yoshi. Yoshi's Crafted World. Not Crafted World. Yoshi's Woolly Mammoth. Whatever it is. The Book of Wool. I don't even know the name of it. Who's getting the new Yoshi game? 1. 2. Would you guys like to hop into Breath of the Wild, or should we do some Yoshi Hype? Okay, 2 questions for you. Discuss in the chat. Tell your friends. And if you found value in today's conversation so far, hit the like button. Okay, I shall return. Probably be like 3-ish, 4 minutes, because it takes a little while for my toaster oven to do its job, because toaster ovens are what I use. did what I needed to do. So are we playing Yoshi or... Oh, hey. Can we get... Pretty... Thanks, dude. I'll get Yoshi at some point. Won't be day one, though. Let's keep Breath of the Wild going. It seems like a lot of you guys want me to continue with Breath of the Wild. Yoshi's Crafted World's really fun, though. 1 vote for Yoshi. Let me just do this. We'll start a poll. Vote on today's game. Yoshi Crafted World. Man, I really love that game. Or Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes. There are 110 of you, so I need 31 votes. 31 votes. Minimum. Did the new Yoshi just drop? No, it comes out in 2 days. Tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow. So I was like, did we do Yoshi Hype or did we do Back for 2 minutes? Welcome back, dude. I just beat the 2nd Divine Beast last night. So epic. Right on, dude. Keep voting, guys. I'll give you guys... We'll get up to 2. We have 31 votes. We'll get up to 2 minutes. If over half of you vote, that'd be great. If you're just lurking... No, we're 50-50. Are you guys doing that on purpose? You watch more Star Trek? Not yet, no. Because I didn't have any time to sit down and watch it. Because I'm not allowing myself to watch it without there being just like time for me to sit down and enjoy it. One of my big requirements for watching Star Trek is, along with not being on the internet, not having anything else going on at the same time. And so it's intentional time to enjoy the show. Gosh, the music is so good. All right, another minute or so, and then we're going to end this poll. Breath of the Wild or Yoshi's Crafted World to get ready for Yoshi. Divine Beasts are, dare I say, divine. Such a great name. The Divine Beasts they're all right. I think Zelda, the Breath of the Wild game for me was a lot more about running around and enjoying that experience over anything else. I'm surprised it's this close. You ever wait for Amazon package and watch the tracking and be like, what are you doing? Freedom to fight all the enemies. I think the benefits of travel is the cultural experience with other cultures. You can learn about food, music, and lifestyle, etc. In person is way different than on screen, meeting people and living. Sure. I think that as a parent of young children, I don't think much further than the 4 walls of my home right now. Direct in June? Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, maybe? Maybe. I did 2 of the Beasts in Breath of the Wild and then went for Ganon. Could not stand the final 2. Oh, okay. I have a stoic quote for today. What's the point of having countless books and libraries whose titles could hardly be read through in a lifetime? Reminds us to choose quality over quantity. Sure, yeah. Yeah, I had to get dad joke in there, definitely. Definitely love just exploring every inch of the map. It's fun, dude. I feel the Divine Beasts are similar to the big bosses in Elden Ring. They are checkpoints that show how far you are in. Yeah. So it looks like Yoshi's Crafted World is winning. Can we get... We have 115, so that's 57 people. Can we get 57 votes? Ten more votes? And I'm out. Enjoy whatever you do today. Thanks, man. I need to see Dragon Quest 12 on Dragon Quest Day next week. I bet Yoshi listens to jazz. Is it just me, or is Yoshi like kind of the main character? You know what I mean? He's kind of the coolest one out of everyone. My wife and I are playing through Breath of the Wild. She loves to watch and help with puzzles, and I play. It's so much fun. Yeah, dude. What's cool about Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom is the games themselves, there's not one answer. And so oftentimes you can get real creative with it. Yoshi's got aura, as the kids say. Yeah, dude. I don't understand what that means, but you're right. The kids do say that. The kids do indeed say that. Okay, we're going to put this right here. So that's my chat, so I can see you guys talking. This is my preview. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, I can change my input so I can see. Should be good. Oh yeah, I got Shovel Knight. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. Whoops, wrong button. Here it is. For us all to enjoy and see together. Here it is. You haven't already played Shovel Knight? Nope. Do you use more your Switch docked or handheld? Handheld. There's mellow mode and classic mode. Obviously, classic mode. Gosh, man. This game I've played before, and I really like it. Iron Meteor in the Holler is about to drop also. I am. When does it drop? I looked up for a I beat Crafted World when it came out. I really liked it as well. Yeah, I love Yoshi, but if I'm being totally honest, I use him as a vehicle in Super Mario. He is a tool to help me get to where I need to go. I feel nothing when he goes running off a cliff. Oh, God. So intense. Is this on NSO? No. I'm booking the day off work. That got dark. Yeah, dude. That was crazy, dude. When does Mina come out? I hate that magician. Kamek? Yeah. All right, I'm back. Mina, May 29th. Okay. My son is watching with me while we wait for school drop off. He just said we have to play this game with JD, 3-player. I don't know if we can. I really love and appreciate that Nintendo allows so much creativity in the games. Yeah. Did you try the demo from Mina last year? No. Beautiful art style. How many? One. Green, obviously, every day of the week. Yep. Here we go. Nintendo games are such a vibe. Dude, they are, man. Someone asked, like, what's the most slept on Nintendo Switch game? This is it. This is the most slept on. Without its gems, to see the stone has lost all its power. Useless. And we better get moving and find the gems before Yoshi's do. I'm really excited for Mina as well. My daughter's beaten this whole game. I would say this is the first game she ever beat. It has just enough of the collectibles to it, everything. And I love the tear off right here that you can see. You can totally see the cardboard tear off, which is fun. And then it rips when it's ready to play. And then here we go. We're in. The game itself is just so, dude, it's literally, it's so charming. And what's cool is this? Yeah, there we go. There's, you know, it's a very traditional, not Zelda, it's a very traditional, Yoshi game where like all the things that you're used to doing in a Yoshi game is right here. But man, do they really, so like, cool. Oh wait, we're gonna go this way now. And it like changes the perspective. And that's the thing that I can't get enough of, you know what I mean? I was playing through New Super Mario World on my DS the other night, and it's so much fun. Reminds me of this format. 2D, though. It's so satisfying picking up the coins. It really is. I don't remember. How many can you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I think I'm past what I can get. Oh, and then you. It's just like that kind of stuff, man. Like it's just so. Hold on. Can I play style, mellow mode, controller settings? Does it have egg tossing, patient, hasty? Yeah. So hasty is what I prefer. Rumble, on, off, on. Cool. I think that's what I want, right? It doesn't automatically. Oh, okay. That's what it is. Okay. You let go. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. The perspective shift that this game has is so spectacular. Like, right, so right here is like, oh, I can't reach that. But then it changes. And then I think I can even knock this down. Yeah. It's just, oh, and there's a package over there. So like, I need that package. So let's go get the package. Are you going to get the next Pokemon games? Yeah. A bunch of coins, a cow. What's back here? One guy. Got him. Got this. Like, dude, oh, we can go all the way back here? One hit. Like, Dude, that's so cool. Boom. Oh. Everything, dude. All these different egg colors. Is that a double? Is this where I can hit this? Dude, like, man, it's the charm that OST takes me back. Are you going, who, you ever play any Little Big Planet? Yes. So this really does remind me of Little Big Planet in a lot of ways. Okay, so that can cancel. Is A, okay. So many coins, dude. Oh, there's Kamek. I love Little Big Planet so much. It's so good, just incredible artwork. How freaking cool. Yeah. There's... Now I have to go in without a working train. You're dead in your tracks. Good luck finding the missing part. See, this is the part of the game that, like, the post game can be a bit hard as well. Of this one, oh, I can do this. So we get this. That's, I have that. That. Full up, dude. I'm full up. And that comes back. Yeah, baby. Sometimes you just need chill Yoshi vibes, dude. Yeah. Yoshi is totally like... I don't subscribe to any sort of mind-altering substance. In fact, I think that it's all hogwash and poppycock. But Yoshi smokes weed, for sure. I'm not someone who does or ever has, really. And I think it's mostly a waste of time. Yoshi smokes weed. Like, there's no way he doesn't. Sweet. You know what I mean? The fact that his intro song on the Mario movie was Biggie was like, yeah, dude, that's pretty accurate. Okay, what I need to know is where's the I missed a I guess I missed a heart, not heart, a It seems like I have missed a... Oh, there's a cow over there. And you get all the cows. I feel like I've missed a flower, right? Imagine catching a Yoshi egg. The forehead, dude. I know, man. Seriously, dude. Imagine catching one of them. Is this the old or new Yoshi? This is the old one. This is the one that's available to you today. You can go out and purchase this game today. The new one comes out tomorrow. The new one comes out tomorrow. This is just good old-fashioned Yoshi. Yoshi and Yoshi's Crafted World. I can go this way, right? Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, there it is. That was it. Yep. This music is so great. I'm missing a piece here. Is that it? Is it here? Is it all the way up here? It is. There it is. I have everything I need to build a train. Toad's goated. I love Toad's beef with Yoshi. Oh, in the movie? Dude, who saw the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Anyone? There we go. We got our train back. Before we leave, let's make sure we have enough, because I have a feeling we're gonna have to. Let's get ready. Got some sniping to do. Always be ready, dude. Always be ready to snipe. Well, there's this guy. See? You guys see it? Do you see what I see? I certainly do. Pop that. Got it. Got it. Look for cows. We gotta snipe cows. Well, we didn't. Yay! Did I get everything? I feel like I got everything. Snipe, dude. I said Dolby Vision. I think I did too. Yep. Yep. Nope. Dude, that's the thing about this game is like the collectible aspect of it. You're just like, maybe I go back and find them all. FaZe got nothing on JD, dude. FaZe ain't nothing, dude. They're still they're still shooting with bullets. How antiquated. How antiquated, dude. They're still stuck on bullets, man. What is this? I don't remember this game. Ooh. How fun. Yeah, dude, eggs are where it's at. Yeah, that's right. Orange box. Cow. Costume. Wear costumes to look cool and most importantly, protect. Oh. Cow is... So I can wear a cow costume? That's kind of fun. Kirby and the Forbidden Land is also amazing. Yeah, dude. Good morning, gamers. What's up, Hyrulean? To Yarktopus stock. What's this? Smiley flower? Yeah, how many do you need? Just one. Okay, that's easy. I see it's Crafted World. I used to play the demo with my niece a lot. Man, I haven't seen her in a long time. Oh, snap. I didn't realize that Yoshi was... It's not. I'm confusing everybody with this Yoshi play game. Everyone's like, wait, is this a new Yoshi game? No, this is the old Yoshi game. It's weird you couldn't connect with DK Bonanza. Yeah. My kid and I are working on Nightmare in Dreamland together. Oh, okay. This makes me want to finally play Yoshi's Island. Been sleeping on it for years. Didn't have it as a kid, sadly. Yoshi's Island is one of the most challenging platformers you will get into aside from Donkey Kong Country. Yoshi isn't. What are you doing here? I'm fixing stuff, dude. Kamek's a jackwagon and he stole my pearls. My gems. We got a ways to go. This makes... I only played Craft World. I need to go back to Woolly World on my Wii U. I don't have Woolly World. This is Craft World. Sorry, all my experiences I share with my retro systems. I own nothing new at the moment. You're going to be sorry. Yoshi's story on N64 is great fun and had multiple pathways. Yep. All right, here's the first new level. Yoshi's story is I remember that game, man. I had that one back when I was a kid. The music in this game is what really sells it, man. Gosh. Just so many different like ways. All right, I'm in it now. I got it. Oh, see? Oh, cool. That's right. I forgot. I have. Okay. All right. All right. All right. A little pop goes the weasel. It's just the way that they design these levels has got so much. Yep. Just so much charm to it. Dude, I know that, like, I talk at length about, like, it's not a forced feeling, man. Like, there's sounds and there's specific music and there's specific ways that you interact with games and you hear things, and like it just brings back a lot of memories. And this is one of those games, man. I didn't grow up playing this game. This isn't a game that, like, this is obviously a game that came out in 2019, but like there's just something about it. There's something about the, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to articulate. I feel like. Oh, whoops. I need to. All of the different. Let's go back, and then I can jump. There we go. And this. Is there something here? Yeah. See, it's that kind of stuff, you know. I could almost be persuaded to buy a Switch from this game alone. Oh man, this is definitely one of those slept-on titles. This is one where it's just like people often are like, "Hey, what's a good game on the Switch?" That is super cool how that all transpired. That is really cool how that all transpired. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, dude, sneaky, sneaky. Is this Switch 2 only? No, this is the Switch 1 version. This is the Switch 1 Yoshi's Crafted World that came out in 2019. This is a very, very fun title. This is the successor. I mean, not successor, but the predecessor to what's coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a game called Yoshi's the Book of something. I don't even know. Is it this? How do I get over? Oh, you know what? There it is. Look at. Isn't that just the greatest? Isn't that just the greatest? It's telling me to go back that. Oh, it's a fish. It's a fish. Oh, can I have actually? Can I have just shot in there? That's. How do I? Oh, it's right. It's like this. JD, you ever play Hollow Knight? That's so funny. Check it out. Oh, wait. That's Shovel Knight. Never mind. I just purchased yesterday. I've been wanting to play Shovel Knight. I never played it. And I purchased it yesterday because it was on sale, and I've been wanting that game really bad to play it. I had it on my Steam Deck, but I don't have a Steam Deck anymore. So I have to wait. I waited. I was like, I'm not going to purchase the game again at full price. The game itself was how much did I spend for it? I think it's $10 for the whole thing. So I got it for $10. Is this? Oh yeah, that's cool. Shovel Knight and Hollow Knight are awesome. Yeah, I also started Shovel Knight for the first time this week. Yeah, that's kind of going to be one of my, I think that's my next, well, my next game that I'm playing on my Switch is the Yoshi game coming out tomorrow. That is going to be my next, like, full deep dive, super duper crazy long playthrough. I'm going to be aggressively pursuing that game. Very excited for that game. Ooh, I see something. I saw something, right? I get over there. So that's gonna be. There's something. There's something. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, what's this do? That's what you do. Sweet, dude. It's so, dude, it's so charming. Okay. Oh, that's not what I need to do. Here we go. That is sick. That was a really good little combo there. Oh. Can I hit any of the plates? No. Okay. I was like, I wonder if I can hit the plates. All right. Oh! That was a close one, man. There it is. In my opinion, you should never sell hardware that has any games you remotely want to replay tied to it. Yeah, I guess that's true. See, I can't imagine selling my consoles if I don't have to. I picked up Terminator 2D, No Fate. It's really awesome. Oh, sweet. Praise the Lord, I haven't had to, but I am willing to if I have to. Yeah, I didn't have to sell my Steam Deck. But I'll tell you what, the money I got for it was much better used. Any CAD designers? Oh. I thought this was the new game this whole time. Shows how good this game looks and how well it holds up. Oh, yeah. So what's cool is I can go back, watch what happens. If I select this, does it not have it? Just where it, okay. I could have sworn. Never mind. I was like, I thought there was. Oh, maybe it's after you clear a level that there's extra stuff. The game is hypnotizing, like those baby sound maker challenges. The Switch 2 will be the last console I buy for a long time. I'm in love with my deck. I'll keep it for as long as it lasts. Yeah, I wanted the Steam Deck to really. The Steam Deck held me over for. Oh, wait a second. The Steam Deck held me over for the. Oh, okay. This was a jumping. Okay. For this. I think that the Steam Deck itself is for it does a really good job for people who for a lot of people. I mean, for me it did a great job. It reminded me that I am a gamer who, you know what the Steam Deck did for me, aside from start my career and introduce me to all of you guys? The Steam Deck reminded me, oh, what an interesting enemy. Yes, and I need you because that's the only way I'm going to be able to get rid of you. How fun. The Steam Deck reminded me of how I enjoy playing video games. And the way that I enjoy playing video games is handheld. And so that was the biggest, I think, the biggest unlock for me was that gaming, I had been otherwise, I guess I need to come back for that. Oh, you're back. I had been like kind of figuring it out, like what the Switch was okay. It was aged. Don't want to buy a library of third-party titles anywhere else. See, and I for a long time felt similar. I was like, man, I just want to keep my games. I don't want to play anything anywhere else. But then like there was like this moment where I realized that like Steam doesn't care about me. Like they really, because a lot of that feeling came from the idea that like, oh, Steam is just like they care about the gamer. It's like, well, yeah, to a certain degree, I suppose. But like, I don't know, man. I honestly think that the Switch 2 just hits different for families, for family men, for dads, for, you know, I think it just hits different. I can hand this to my daughter and enjoy it. I'm not handing her Half-Life. You know what I mean? You know, real talk. I'm not handing her Half-Life. I'm not handing her Shovel Knight. My son, similar, right? I don't have one, but I can see it as a great all-in-one. Here's the deal. Oh, you're back. Here's the deal. The Steam Deck is unequivocally for most, and it will get you into PC gaming. And I can say that because I was a historical, forever console gamer. That's all I played was on console. I never experienced PC. I didn't care about PC. In fact, I demonized it. I played, oh my gosh, the wave breakers in the background are coffee creamers. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Anyway, as I was saying, the Steam Deck is for people it's for PC gamers who want to have their PC libraries everywhere. And that's great. And I'm not going to say that's bad. In fact, it's not bad. Oh, I see where you guys all are. Okay, trying to be sneaky. I got it. See, I got it. Because it did exactly that for me. I mean, I had a Steam Deck, and then all of a sudden, I had a PC, which was an awesome thing to have, and I'm super grateful that I had a PC. I still have the PC. But, dude, I don't know. I don't know, man. I genuinely have found myself in so many wholesome design. I know, man. I found myself in so many instances. Oh, whoopsies. Having far more. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's Maybelline. I play more games for longer on a console than on a PC. That, like, honest to goodness truth. Honest to goodness truth, I, like, without a doubt, have played for longer on a console versus a PC. Like, without a doubt. I, like, will turn on the console, and so to like overemphasize that point, I played way more. Oh yes, so I gotta hit this, and then that. That is such a cool little time trial. I love that. With the Steam Deck, I've played way more games on a Steam Deck than I have on my PC. The PC, the longest I played games was when I was streaming. I'll always be loyal to Steam after that. See, basically, I got my account back in like 2 days. I had both Steam and Epic store account. Got hacked on both. Epic basically told me to kick rocks. Yeah, didn't help at all. Had a lot of games over 2 years. Yeah. I don't have PC, but it's similar for me. I use one for the mini console that emulate all the classic games. I don't stick with anything. Console's the opposite. It's crazy, right? And I think it comes down to something I talk about. Oh, I could have just done that. Something I talk about in the podcast episode coming out tomorrow. But if you're a Sasquatch, you'll get it today. That is that single-use things are more valuable than I think we all originally anticipated. And so the Steam Deck is as close as a PC hardware can get to single use. I think that you do more when you have. This is kind of like, it almost seems like it's counter. Oh, so this. There. You do more when you have less, right? That's kind of the thing. But like with video games, one might say having a PlayStation and a Nintendo Switch is more than having a PC with a Steam Deck because it's technically one platform. But I will tell you right now, I have played and continue to play more video games on my combination Nintendo PlayStation than I have ever, will ever, and could ever play on the standalone. On the PC. And that's not because one is better. Oh, we got a little boss battle? I think it's because I prefer an experience that is catered to me in such a fashion that like I know what I'm in. I know what's gonna happen. It's like having games on your phone. If you are on the PC, there are always lurking yeah. PC equals where I think it's the same way for me. All right. Here. Bye. Come on. Okay, so it's gonna be, yeah. Where is he? Oh, nice. Wait. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go, huh? Ooh, you got lucky. Is it a 3-spot? It's a 3-spot. I would see so down if they put Chrono Trigger on Switch and in the exclusive content added to DS version. Man, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Oh, that'd be sick, right? That'd be sick. I feel like sweet. I 100% did this one. That's sweet. Do like that. PCs actually work to game, hence the excellence of the Steam Deck. Yeah, Steam Deck's great, man. I think the Steam Deck is one of the greatest non-Nintendo handhelds that's ever existed. Currently working through CT on my DS Lite right now. What an amazing game. It is. Single-use stuff is underrated. I got a phone with a T9 keypad, custom Android build called Dumber OS. Just has phone, text, maps, and event ticket apps. Never doom scroll anymore. Most of the time, anyway. I don't either, but that's because I have nothing on my phone that allows for doom scrolling. I'm just not willing to spend extra money on a phone when I've spent so much on the one I have now. Pretty sizable and dwells in the ocean floor. If you see one, just toss an egg at that sucker. Okay. So this is how they do replay. So you go and replay the levels, and it adds a lot. That's really cool, man. I really like the way that works. Oh. 10 types. So 1,000 will get me there. But what I can do, which is kind of cool, is here, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it maxes out. Right? Ooh, yeah. So you can max out the actual thing. Caramel box. Milk bottle. Trash bin. Dude, it's so fun. Yellow car. Red roofed house. Steam train. Super rare. Costume. Let's put on the steam train. I think that's like a 5-spot. Yeah. Look at him, dude. Look how cool he looks. Gotta go back to work later, King. That's fair. I was hesitant for the same reason. Yeah, I just don't. The T9 stuff's cool and all. I don't want to spend extra money. I'd rather put up parameters and not allow for the lack of discipline right. So like essentially by me having to purchase a new phone is me saying like, oh, I can't do this. Right. And so what I did on my phone was I got rid of all social media, so that doesn't exist. And I've gotten rid of all shopping, so I can't shop on my phone. No Amazon, nothing. I've gotten rid of the Discord's on there because I do communicate with people in text, but I'm not on Discord that much. I don't find myself going there. What else? There's not like... What else is there? Oh, YouTube's on there, but YouTube is... we broke YouTube. But like, unfortunately, music is not... You can't just like... You have to have a music app. It's just the unfortunate truth. I wish it wasn't. I've recently decided to get rid of Twitch on there. So like I don't... My phone has ceased to be an entertainment source. And that was kind of what I was like, okay, how can I set some good guidelines when it comes to like what this device is designed to be? And so I have created a thing where like essentially the phone itself is not... It no longer offers entertainment value. And that was a big thing, is I was like, okay, let's try to figure out what the overall purpose of having a dumb phone is, and it's to decrease the interaction with a phone. And the reason why people interact with a phone is because it's entertaining. And so the way that I've decided to change that interaction, or the unrelenting interaction, I think is the best way to put it, would be to decrease how appealing the device is to use. Does that make sense? Oh, I need to go down there. How can I... Oh. Well. Oh, wait. See, and that's what the game does. That is cool. So I miss... Oh, and I missed that over there. I wonder if there are any... Oh. Let's do this. Pop. We forgot that almost every app is optional. Yep. I don't think that the answer to lack of to the phone issue is spending more money. Right? I don't think that necessarily is the play. And that was kind of where I was with it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to allow for the power of this. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. The power of this problem to exist in such a fashion where I need to spend more money in order to fix the issue. And so that's why I did it the way that I did it. Still, even then, I use my phone to pay all my bills, every single one. I don't think. I do get rather frustrated with applications that force phone stuff. I also get frustrated with, like, I went to a restaurant with my buddy yesterday because we were just catching up, and they didn't have a physical menu. I had to use my phone. I was like, that's kind of annoying. I wish that wasn't the case. They also, they're cashless, which I really don't like. I don't like places that are cashless. Like it kind of makes me feel like, I don't know. I don't like that. Now I understand from a loss prevention standpoint. I get that. Like from a business, loss prevention wise. What am I supposed to do here? Oh, interesting. Okay, so it was a... From a loss prevention perspective, I can get it. But like I know that theft is real. Not just theft from external, but internal theft is real. And so I get that. It's just such a weird thing. But you know what? Actually, let me take that back. I don't think it was that big of a deal. I think that's a coping mechanism. I don't think that... We did cash forever and businesses stayed in business. So, you know what? No. You know what? No. You're out. Get him. Oh. Oh well. Yeah, it's legal tender and it blows my mind when places don't accept it. Yeah, that's the part that kind of always... I'm not gonna say it doesn't seem right. Oh. Well, would you look at that? Oh, well, that's on me. Because I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, that's the legal tender part. I do agree with that. Now. Ooh, I did it right. I didn't know you was a Yoshi. Oh, man. There it is. Didn't see that one I'm missing right there. I know exactly which one it is. It's because I missed the mini game. JD's is a Yoshi indeed. All right. Oh, it's the doggy. Yeah. Oh, it's not. Ooh. Later. Hold on. We gotta go this way. How do I get down here? Ah, yeah, see? Look at that. How fun. I could have sworn I missed that back in the day. I really feel like as a society, we have lost two big selves. Self-respect and self-control, and if you have both, a lot of these problems go away. You know what? That's so... Oh, wait. Did I get it? I didn't. I agree with you, man. I really do. Self-control and self-respect. Got it. I think the most important one, though, is self-control. Hold on. Got it. I think that's why we have a lot of issues with, well, I think discipline has a huge, oh, God. The black sheep. Okay, one. Hold on. The black sheep has to mean something. It does it not? Well, I guess not. 100%. Yeah. I think stores trying to go cashless because it removes the problem with counterfeit bills. They also don't have to deal with going to the bank with cash. I'm not saying it's right. I think that's like an excuse. Tell you what, I worked in coffee for 10 combined years. I never, and I repeat, never had an issue. Counterfeit bills, we used the pen. It was fine. What else was there? There's counterfeit bill issue that people say. Going to the bank? Yeah, I went to the bank. Do we save money now? Do I save time not going to the bank? Do I not have to send an employee if I had a business? Sure. Was it that big of a deal to begin with? No. It really wasn't that big of a deal. So I think a lot of the issues that people say that they have. Oh, how am I supposed to do this? Oh, that's how I'm supposed to do this. Well, is it though? Is it though? Maybe not. Maybe. I hated going to the bank. This is one thing I don't miss at all. I didn't mind it at all. It meant I got to leave the store. 100%. We used to do cash, no problem, but that's the benefit of using cash. I don't understand the no cash thing. It never made sense to me. Is this one? Hold on. That's it. See, that's what we do. We do this, this. There we go. I got my boy. Let's go. Let's go. Jump, did jump. Here we go. We still have a sandwich shop in town that is cash or check only. It's kind of nice. Yeah, man. Not saying it's right, but maybe the level of scale and productivity people are gunning for is more achievable going cashless. No. The cashless part of it all is incentivizing extremely trackable transactions. I am convinced that the cashless push is one where you incentivize transactional tracking. Not for any conspiratorial reason, not for anything other than very simple, extremely it's easier to advertise to people when you want to know why you have robocalls? Because all of your transactions have been sold to advertising companies. That's why you have robocalls. Using cash does help you spend less money. It does. It does. Going to the bank makes me feel like I have a better relationship with my money. Similar to JD's point about VHS movies. Yep. Cash is king. So now, check it out. So now every single level, I go here, and I can play course or flip it around to find the Poochie Pups. Every level has so much replayability. That's this game. I just showcased the first... Look, play course. I still have 6 coins to get. Find Poochies. Well, I'll do this first level for you. This is Yoshi's Crafted World. So now I'm playing it backwards. And I'm looking for the doggies. So let's see. Where could these doggies be? This is... Debt is dumb and cash is king. That's right. I found one doggy. Let's go get him. Let's go get the doggy. Got him. One doggy caught. Oh yeah, you can throw the dog too. That's so funny. I use cash a lot because my mother uses cash. Yeah, I mean, cash is king, man. It's always interesting to me. I always, like, whenever I use cash... Oh, is that another one? And then I get a little bit of attitude from a teller. Like, oh, are you kidding me? I'm always like, I don't understand the problem here. I don't get it. This used to be the way that it was. You know what I mean? Doggy. Doggy. Pop him. Can't hide. There we go. Got him. Oh, and I gotta do it in less than 1:30. Oh, whoops. I forgot about that. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Less than 1:30. Listen for the dog. I got 90 seconds. There he is. Got him. And then now, I gotta get to the end. And we should be, yes. Did it. Totally get that from a cashier perspective. Adds friction to your job for no benefit to them. It's more work for the employee. That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Getting flack for using catch because they got to pull out a couple coins. It doesn't make me mad. It makes me puzzled. Dude, I worked in coffee for such a long time. You know how much... Dude. This is the problem, though. We have been conditioned as individuals to think that any sort of interaction outside of what, like, any sort of tiny additional effort that anyone should ever have to do is a problem. Dang, I have so many. I have 28. That's crazy. I think there's only like 2 more here. Y'all go cash your checks to get cash or just withdraw what you need. It depends, like, oh yeah, see, because this maxes out. Every time I use cash, I feel like people don't understand change. It is interesting, isn't it? There we go. I've maxed out this. Oh, man. Nintendo really does 100% well, don't they? I do whatever makes the employee's life easier. You know that the person gets paid, right? You know that an employee gets paid. You know that every minute they're there, they make money. You know that, right? I was an employee for... I've been self-employed since 2021, which means I've been working since I was 16 years old. So if we're going back, 2021, like, they don't make enough? Oh, give me a break, dude. Entry-level position. Oh, don't get me started on entry-level position jobs, dude. They don't make enough. Oh, so the burden is on the consumer. The burden is on the person paying for a service. Oh, dude. Give me. That's crazy. I'm not asking the person to take my groceries to my car. I'm saying here's $50.26 for my $42.26 transaction. I put double OT at Culver's cashiering for thousands of hours. I never once had an issue with change. I don't. Dude, Gen Z is crazy. Gen Z is crazy, dude. That's nuts. To catch flack for saying that an employee should be able to dude. Taking groceries to the car is also part of the job. I know. Oh, I know. I know. It's crazy, dude. Culver's, by the way, why count when ChatGPT can do it for me? Dude, that's such a crazy, dude. I don't even know how to respond. That kind of mentality is probably the same person who would ask for tip. Who would be a cashier that asks for tip for ringing out your groceries, dude. Like, oh. Yo, you want to hear something crazy? I worked in coffee for 10 years. Serving coffee to middle-aged and elder-aged people, right? Some of the craziest, most insulting customers out there were ones from other countries because they were just mean. And tipping culture was a part, right? The second I had to turn the thing around to be like, hey, answer, you want to know something crazy? Every time I had to basically tell someone, I told them, don't tip. Don't tip.
Don't do this. This is ridiculous. I'm standing here looking at you, and you're standing here looking at me. Our eyes are at the same level. Ain't nobody's working. We're both working here. My job is to make you a cup of coffee that costs $5. It is asinine for me, the coffee shop, to ask you to pay me more if both of us are here and you're paying me for my job already. I'm not doing anything extra. I'm giving you the product you paid for. That's like going to buy a pair of shoes and saying, and then asking, like, I'm here to buy a pair of shoes. And then the person goes and gets the pair of shoes and says, well, can you give me more money because I got you your pair of shoes? I'm here to buy them. Dude, that part for me is always and has always. I was in coffee for 10 years. I worked at Starbucks. I worked at Pete's Coffee. The tip jar is one thing. But turning it around to ask for credit card tips on something that I literally am getting paid to do? Dude, crazy talk. We're both standing and looking at each other. Your thoughts on tipping culture being a coffee guy? It drives me nuts, tipping culture. I'm not against tipping, but don't ask me to tip you. Yeah, dude. Most places aren't doing change now because we don't make pennies anymore. So some have shifted to cashless. That's stupid. There's so many pennies out there. There are literally so many pennies. I have a completely different view of Gen Alpha. My kids are rocking it. My 8-year-old is reading Lord of the... Gen Alpha is going to destroy Gen Z. Gen Alpha is because Gen Alpha is being raised by millennials. And millennials see that Gen Z, the problems that Gen Z has. Gen Alpha is going to rip, dude. It's going to rip. I think tips should end and should be paid by the business. I'm not even going to go that far. I think tips should exist in that tip culture should end. Japanese work culture is brutal. If you're a Westerner, don't get me started on fast food drive-thrus tipping. It's going to ask you a question. Say that to me and you for sure get zero. Dude, this isn't my line, but I've adopted it. If you and I both are at the same eye level, if I'm not sitting at a table and you're not running around to me, you ain't getting a tip. And I worked in that industry. Businesses actually have to pay servers. They do pay servers. The restaurant industry is different. I also think Gen Z has been completely robbed, and I don't blame them for problems they have. I'm not Gen Z hater. So here's the deal. Everybody is responsible for their own actions. So I have problems I deal with. They're my problems I still have to deal with. Just because they weren't ones that I necessarily created for myself, they're still my problem. There was something I said to somebody once at the Apple store, which wasn't the right thing to say, but I said it anyway. Someone came in and they're like, hey, my phone is broken. Yes, I worked at the Apple store at the Genius Bar, which really just means I got yelled at for a living. And they said to me, hey, my phone is broken. It wasn't my fault. It's a technological issue. And I said, you're right. It isn't your fault, but it's still your problem. And they were like, how dare you? I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. They were kind of being a jerk too. But I'm like, it's still your problem, right? You're out of warranty. It's going to cost you money. I can't change the fact that this isn't your fault, but it's still your problem. You're out of warranty, buddy. There's not much I can do for you, right? But I didn't do that. It wasn't my fault. I'm not saying it was. It's still your problem. You get a flat tire on the side of the road. You don't call up Ford and say, it wasn't my fault. Of course it wasn't your fault. It's your problem. But somehow we don't have that same idea when it comes to our phones. You know what I mean? I can understand the perspective. I mean, they were not given the tools to deal with what they were. Under minimum wage is an understatement. I'm tipping after the service, not before. I may tip, The world is different, is definitely a hard place for Gen Z, but I am grateful I can control how I respond. I was born at a time for a reason. The problem too is 250 being a waitress is terrible. Problem is 250 being a waitress is terrible and should be forced to be brought to at least minimum wage. Who's getting paid $2.50 an hour? JD is ranting like a boomer. Proud of it, dude. Kidding me? Yeah, everyone is like, oh, like boomers. The number one thing boomers are always ranting about is taking responsibility for your actions. I will gladly stand on the hill of taking responsibilities for my actions like a real man and not like a child who blames other people. Every day, dude. Heck yeah. You kidding me? I'll go to my grave being someone who took responsibilities for my actions. Heck yeah, bro. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. Taking responsibilities, dude. For sure. I wear that with pride, man. It's weird not to. Talking about tipping is the real world. In the real world has been one of the most argument-inducing topics I've ever been involved in. I stopped talking about it overall. Millennials are somehow more like boomers than Gen X. I know, I am one. I know servers who are getting paid $2 an hour. Where? Who? That's an exception to the rule. And if you're using an exception to create a life or a worldview, you, my friend, are going to be sorely disappointed with how when reality hits you. Rural America. Okay. Exceptions aren't supposed to be the rule, dude. It's definitely not an exception. Okay. I knew I loved this channel. Personal responsibility trumps everything. That's right, dude. Heck yeah, baby. Rural America. $2. Lots of places pay them $2 an hour. It's not an exception. Almost all servers survive on tips. Okay. All right. Let's use the internet. Let's use the internet for a brief second here. Okay. I'm going to bite here. I'm going to bite here because this is although the two people that are talking are not two people I necessarily consider to often be factually correct. So here, let me check this real quick. $2 an hour as a server. Let's see, what is that? The myth of $2 and $13 server wage. In a case where the same server, okay, let's read this. This is the first, was the stoptipping.org. That's an interesting name. Too many ads on this website. This seems ridiculous. No server is making $2 an hour. Yes. Okay. This is Reddit 2 years ago. Not reliable. That's their not on customers to subsidize live. Tons of servers also lie about making $2.33. I literally only make $2 per hour in Indiana as legally allowed. Sometimes tips exceed minimum wage. What? You are legally guaranteed. Okay, so this is just people arguing. Okay, so this is a Reddit complaint. Okay, so now I understand the $2 thing, and it makes sense by the people who are saying it. The federal tip minimum is $2. The federal tipped minimum is $2.13. Not a single server makes more than $5 an hour. But then how much do they make? Well, there's 4 questions I have. The one is the most important one. Why are they working there if they're not making one? 2, every restaurant itself, that's not part of this. Coffee shop and restaurant's different. Restaurant, I go to a restaurant. Serving and tipping at a restaurant is a very different experience. I worked as a server, made $2.15 an hour working at TJ Fridays. My experience not on Reddit post. Why did you work there? Why didn't you work somewhere else that paid you more? For a good waiter can exceed minimum wage quite heavily. Yeah. Tips thankfully picks up the slack. Well, in the restaurant world, so let me take a step back. Let me take a step back real quick. In the restaurant world, if I'm sitting down at a table with a server, right? That is customary. That's something that I understand. Right? That is something I understand. Servers get abused. Most people don't have an option. Everyone has an option. Minimum wage in Washington is $17 an hour for servers. The servers, same here in California, which is stupid and dumb. And minimum wage should not be $17 an hour because the second minimum wage went up to $17 an hour, my hamburger went up from $6 to $11. So disproportionate. But those are liberal states. Yeah, it's true. Go to the city. It's dumb. Minimum wage across the board is $14 in Nebraska. Dude, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, let's raise minimum wage. And now milk costs $3. Don't abuse a server if you don't want spit in your... That's dumb. And anyone who decides to pay back a bad customer with spit in a burger or getting someone sick deserves to go to jail. Absolutely deserves to go to jail. Criminal offense, intentionally harming another human, deserves to go to jail. You rely on your wife's income. I thought you would have more empathy. Empathy to what? Not taking responsibility for actions? See, that makes sense. Where you live, it's not common in other places of the country. They don't get paid minimum wage. Out here, minimum wage means nothing. For others being paid less, I'm not... Dude, you're hearing the words... Okay, I understand the type of person that you are. You're hearing the words I'm not saying. What I'm saying is this. I'm not... Dude, yeah. People who spit in burgers and all that kind of stuff, take pride in that kind of... They need to go to jail. For a long time, too. Not like for 15 days. Like for like a year. In general population. Dude. Genuinely, here's the deal. If I am buying a cup of coffee, I ain't tipping. I ain't tipping. Because both you and I are standing looking at each other. You ain't doing anything more than what I'm paying for. I ain't tipping. That cup of coffee, $4.50? I'm paying $4.50. Why am I tipping? Why am I tipping? That's like, hey, it's the same idea. Hey, you worked hard for your money. I have to work harder for mine because for some reason, so you should give me some of your money because you have more. I don't get it. I think 2013 only applies to tipped positions like waitresses. I ain't tipping. And I worked in coffee for 10 years. If it's a to-go and I'm not sitting down, I don't disagree with you. But for a server, I will tip. I was never talking about servers. Servers excluded from this conversation. I was never talking about servers or bartenders. That's its own thing. I'm talking about coffee shops. Bartenders are different. Baristas, I don't understand because baristas isn't a tipped position. If a barista is making under minimum wage, from a very, very legal perspective, it is not a tipped position. There is no barista that is a tipped position. I ain't tipping the person changing my tires. No, I'm not. That ain't happening. It's ridiculous. Shut up, pepperoni. Shut up. That's the same reason why I ain't sitting here asking you guys for tips. I'm doing this anyway. This is happening anyway. When they started asking for tips, Papa Murphy's, that was when it got... Yeah, I'm always skeptical if the tip is even going to that person or just the company. Credit card tips ain't going to that person, tell you that much. I like to remove tips from everything. Dude, pepperoni, freaking the biggest troll. Tipping. What ridiculous, bro. Tips from everything is what my position is. Why I brought that up. Yeah, dude. Make tipping actually gratuitous again. Tipping isn't gratuitous anymore. He's providing a real service for Gen Z. I'm trying to teach him something, dude. Main issue is the business model being centered upon tipping, putting it on the customer. That is a problem. That is a problem, but here's the deal. There are many options. I can't wait for my local grocery store to ask for tips. I'm just waiting for the day that AutoZone guy asks for a tip for giving me the wrong part. It's the social situation it creates that bothers me. I never had a problem with a coffee shop or a donut shop having a tip jar. Same. You know what I've noticed? You want to hear something crazy? All of the donut shops that I go to, which is not many, that are either not a main chain or owned by foreigners, they don't ask for tips. I wonder what that is. Why is that? That's weird. And I'm not talking about like local foreigners. I'm talking about real like foreigners. No tips? What's that about? Why aren't they asking for tips? I used to go to this Vietnamese place to get haircuts. Literally, I probably was the only guy in there that spoke English. They refused tips, but were cash only. I was like, all right, I'm not asking questions. It's a really cheap haircut. It was $20 and it was 10 minutes. That was what was crazy. $20, 10-minute haircut. $20, 10-minute haircut. Why isn't every other barber take an hour and a half and ask me for a tip after having to spend $50? I don't get it. $20, $10 haircut. You know what? I don't understand. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Now, admittedly, I do go to the same guy every time because I've known him since middle school. Tax evasion, I mean, I'm not asking questions, dude. I'm not asking questions. Here's my $10. I'm going to leave now. I ain't asking questions. It's clear. That's what I pay my barber. Dude, it's fine. Whatever, dude. $10. To put a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful green bow on this, tipping culture is disgusting. It's disgusting. And the reality of the thing is, yes, companies rely on the consumer to pay more money, and it's wrong. But I, as the consumer, also shouldn't be demonized because I decide not to engage in it. If we all know it's wrong, it's not our responsibility to fix it. We're not the business owner. I tipped a barber in our town. She's really the only one, and it's a proper barber shop, and she does fantastic work and is great for the kids. But I decide it's gratuity. Yeah. What do we think about tipping on tattoos? I think it's ridiculous. Only time I've tipped a barista was a guy at a Starbucks who was running the shop alone. I appreciated his great attitude and wanted to encourage him to keep it up. Yeah, dude, my hair is very hard to cut properly, to be fair. Yeah. Like, do you give your boss the same attitude as the customer? I'm not sure I understand. My original barber went missing, but thankfully my other barber came back from Ireland. Well, that's nice. Tattoos are already so expensive. I don't understand the tip the tattoo artist. You're paying them to do the work. They're charging you a lot of money. Why do you tip? I don't get it. I just don't get it. And again, I worked in customer service all my life. I have only since 2022. Since 2022 is when I started my business. 2022 is when I started this. Right here, what I'm doing as a video editor. If everything was cheaper, I'd tip more. Maybe. I don't understand. Ink is permanent. Nothing worse than a peed off, underpaid tattoo artist. They dictate their prices. Tattoo artists dictate their prices. What are you talking? It's their price. I don't want to tip out of fear that a tattoo artist is going to do a bad job because I didn't pay him enough money that he didn't ask for. That doesn't make any sense. That just doesn't make sense. I like that part. I don't understand any of that. So like if I make I have a client that I charge. I charge my client a variable price. I charge my client our house's rent, right? That's what I do. I was like, okay, well, our rent is this X amount. So my client basically pays for our rent and all of our utilities. That's my one client. It's a huge retainer, very large retainer to cover pretty much the necessities. So I cover pretty much the necessities of what we need to pay here with that one client. Should I decrease and not charge them what I need or what I'm worth and hope and get mad at them when they don't pay me what I'm worth? Or should I ask for the money for what I'm worth? Which one? Like, which one do we do? You charge what you're worth. You ask what you're worth. Right? Guys, it's simple. I'm not going to ban anyone for trolling. I'm not going to do it. What you do is you ignore and you let people talk and they just scream into the ether. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's simple. You just kind of move past it. It increases my viewership. So it's fine. I don't ban people who are screaming. You allow them to scream. That's why I don't block people. I don't ban them. They type. I get a lot of, like, when people make mean comment, they can do it and they think they're doing it. But what happens is it doesn't get seen. It gets hidden. So it still gets submitted, but it gets hidden. That's what's wrong with the world. No, it's don't even worry about it. But so that's the thing. Like why would I get mad at a client because they didn't pay? Like, I don't understand that. It's what you're worth. Simply was pointed out that it sucks that certain jobs expect the consumer to cover the wait. Yeah, I go to a ramen shop and the specific ramen shop literally says, don't tip our waiters and waitresses. We won't accept it. And then I asked the waiters and waitresses, I'm like, why is that? It's like, well, because they pay us $3 or $4 above minimum wage, $5 above minimum wage. We are expected to do our job and expected to do it well. And if we don't do it well, we lose our job. But we get paid more than minimum wage as a waiter or a waitress. I was like, that's great. And I like that ramen shop because the waiters and waitresses that work there by choice are expected to do a good job. And their job is to wait. Right? Here's the thing. When I started work at 15, I could work at a movie theater, 0 tips. I could work at a local restaurant, tips. I could work at a local coffee shop, tips. I could work putting little things into bags and sealing them shut. I worked at a warehouse putting 10 screws, 10 bolts, 10 washers into bags and sealing it shut at 15 and a half years old on a worker's permit at an auto body warehouse because it paid the most, right? At the time, minimum wage was $5.75 and they paid $8. And I was like, I'm crushing it. So I chose that. That's what I chose to do. And then after a while, I'm like, I hate this. I want to work with people. And so then I went to coffee. And I just stayed in coffee from the age of 16 until gosh knows how long, because I much preferred that. And then all throughout the time, I worked at a bike shop. I was a bike mechanic for a while. And then I started my own business as a fitness trainer, and I started, doing that. And all these things, right? There was a time in my life where I was living with my grandfather, making with having to pay $300 in rent to my grandfather as a good principal, like as a good. He was trying to teach a lesson, and I couldn't even afford that. I was making so little as a fitness trainer, and just did not make ends meet. But I learned a lot through that process, and it's just we all have a choice. Circumstances, for sure. Better circumstances, lesser circumstances. We all have a choice. U.S. is a country where shareholders' happiness and profits are put above human decency. Well, that's what we see in the video game industry, isn't it? Here's the life lesson. If you spend your life relying on other people, you will spend your life a slave. That's really what it is. Why didn't you end up making a coffee shop? The amount of work and where I much rather have had a family and have a human baby than a work baby. Does that make sense? Your beer is incredible. Thanks, man. Accepting tips from the products and service already paid sounds a lot like entitlement. Yeah, it's true. Expecting, not accepting. Keeping a brick and mortar building up and running is ridiculously... It's tough. It's really tough. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I think one of the greatest things that with a CRT... I mean, my wife and I are working to start a coffee shop. That'd be great. That'd be super, super rad. Unfortunately... So restaurant is the number one, like, leading. It's impossible to, like, it's like a loss. You're basically functioning on a razor thin margin, and you're always like under. It's very tough to run a restaurant. Coffee shops are second to that. Like, if you have self-respect, you don't need tips. I mean, it's expensive. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, dude. We're here because of family. We have lots of family here, so my children my children are being raised by the minimum was one parent at home, and worse than a laundromat. I don't know laundromat margins. We had a minimum. We refused because I could go out right now and just go 9 to 5 it easy, but then my children would be raised by a nanny, and I'm not doing that to my kids. Not in 2026. I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. So my full-time job is take care of my kids. That's it. And then I usually do my work from like 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. So I wake up around 4 and get all my work done because discipline is key. If you have discipline, you don't need motivation. And then that's why these streams are at 6 a.m. I get up at 4 to do these. How do you pick retro gaming as a hobby to stick with when you also show so many more interests? I feel like I have so many hobbies, and instead of picking one, I just jump around. You decide to say bye to other ones. You understand that you only have so much time in the things that you invest your time in, and that you actually you pay attention to. So every time, this was something that Jocko Willink said, every time you pick up your phone and scroll on Instagram, you are, with your actions, screaming from the mountaintops, this is the most important thing right now. This is the most important thing. Nothing else matters. Nothing ever matters. And so, if I spend more time deciding than doing, then my life is spent as a deciding. That's my favorite hobby, is deciding. And that's ridiculous. And so I decided to have less to do. Right? I decided to have less to do. So what I did was I limited everything. Video games, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation. Yes, I added back the PlayStation. Simple. When I'm not technologically plugged in, reading right now is this, which is great. Very little time to do that, but still, right? When I'm, not doing that, playing with my kids, right? Which is beautiful. I get to raise my children. I get to be at home. Coffee bean prices are pretty volatile from what I've heard. Yeah, I wonder if most shops profit off their baked goods, food, and markups for alternative milks. Sort of. You're doing too much, do less. Paul Rudd. That's, it's true. It's true. You really don't need as much. You don't. You can get away with just a few things. I have access to everything at all times, but somehow feel like I have nothing to do. Well, how do you fix that? You limit access. You limit access. Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Oh, okay. I didn't see that movie. It was too vulgar. I'm not into the vulgarity. I mean, that's not my brand. I don't like vulgar things. My usual is, much more wholesome. It's better to have less things and enjoy than more. Yes. Yeah. It is. It's way too vulgar, but has good moments. Sure. And I'm sure so does Game of Thrones and stuff like that, but it's too vulgar. Does owning your own business take all your time up? There's a lot of things of owning your own business that takes a lot of time. I hate being my own accountant. I certainly hate doing all of the tax paperwork. That sucks. Budgeting and all that stuff. Like all of the business side, but the benefits are so many aspects of our life we can work into tax code, which is very nice. And so having my own business allows us to essentially, when you own your own business and you're able to function within that world and understand business, and like try to do that, it can easily, it doesn't increase your dollar, right? So like, because I have a business doesn't mean that my dollar, I get more dollars. But what it does is it decreases your visible dollar. And so in decreasing my visible dollar, I can increase my overall expenditure. Does that make sense? My wife and I made it through half of the first episode of Game of Thrones, and we were like, nope. Yeah, dude. Anyone who glorifies incest and hypersexualized content, they need to go to the psychologist. For a second, I heard you say we live in excess instead of access, but I believe that also rings. We do live in excess. I mean, look at this room I'm in, guys. I understand it. This is a playroom. This is crazy. I'm very fortunate to be able to live where I live. It's crazy awesome. It's super great. And what's really great is my wife makes great money. And so that's really awesome. She has a great job, makes great money. And brings home the bacon, baby. It's beautiful. And my daughter and my son get raised by a papa. They get raised by an at-home dad. Well, I'm not at home that often. Well, I am at home often, but my kids, they've never felt, and I don't want, this is going to sound, this is the way, I don't want you to, I'm still going to say it. They've never felt the sting of a forgotten pickup. They've never felt the hurt of coming home and being alone. They've never felt the disappointment of a parent not being there. And I hope and I pray that my wife and I will be able to provide that for them through their whole childhood, young adulthood. I really do. Because of the nature that my wife has a beautiful job that is able to... When I had my appendicitis, and I was out for 2 weeks, My wife's job is just like stay home. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Just work from home. Don't even stress. Predators will never target children whose father is constantly present. There are a lot of benefits to having a father that's present. One is my son will have a role model that exists, and my daughter will have an example of what a real man is. Right? I feel like a lot of problems that happen in the world is because parents have, well, there's an ideology that that work is more important than family. And it really, really, you see it. Stay-at-home dad is so awesome. Having a parent at home all times growing up is amazing. It is. Being a father and mother is simultaneously the best and most difficult and most important job there is. If I went to work and ignored my kids, I think that I would have less purpose, but life would be easier. But fulfilling my duty as a father, I never have to ask the question, will I miss, like my daughter has a recital. I get to go to every recital. So does my wife. I'm not out on business all the time. Every single school day, my daughter gets to run to me, jump into my arms. I don't know when the last day that's going to be, but I sure as heck will cherish every moment, right? It's beautiful, right? And that was something that we designed, right? So like, I was like, okay, once 2021 hit and the whole world decided to test whether or not they would stay home for the flu, I started to design life. I was like, how can I build out a full, business that is exceptional and being able to create flexibility. And my wife's not someone who has the desire to run a business the way that I do. She's no desire for that. She's like, I excel at management. Don't excel at what you do, right? And so because we're one, right? We're a team. That's how it works. Right? That's how marriage is. We're two become one. It's biblical. We become one flesh. It's beautiful. We're going, how do we function, right? Because when you're in a foxhole with someone else at war, you're not trying to figure out who's better. You're going, how do we conquer this, right? So she goes, well, I excel at promotions. Great. Go get promoted till the cows come home. It's like, I excel at manufacturing and creating something out of absolutely nothing. She's like, okay, do that. Do that. Right? And so that's what this is. I'm manufacturing something out of nothing. Nothing's here, and all of a sudden something's here, right? There's people here. There's silly pepperoni throwing a few bucks here while we're in the midst of me saying don't tip anybody. At least that's what some of the Gen Z's hearing. Right? In the midst of that, you go like, I got you, bud. Right? We got like over the course of the past few months, 100 members, like crazy. For what? Nothing, right? It's manufactured. But that's what God blessed me with, the ability to manufacture something out of nothing, right? Sam Pepperoni low-key making me mad, hungry. Dude, that's right. You speak truth, I reward such things. Right? So, when you work as a team and pride isn't at the center, it's amazing what you can do. I did something similar because my job was managing an arts venue and we ended up being closed for 18 months. I figured out how to be self-sufficient at the time. Yeah. Parents that are employees first and parents second make me sad. Children are eternal souls. What is more important to dedicate time to? That's right. Lean into it. Hiss with Sasquatch tip screen. Just turn it around. Have you tipped today? Right? But that's the purpose, right? The purpose is to live outside of yourself, right? And so if pride was the center, pride comes before what? What is the phrase? What is it? Pride comes before. For what? Anyone? The fall. Exactly. I packed nuts, bolts, and washers, etc. too when I was 16. I woke up at 5:30 a.m. to carpool with my dad on his way to work. I made $4.20 an hour, and the only tip I got was work hard and you might get a raise. At the end of this stream, the screen will ask you a question. Oh, that's so good, Justin. Oh. Had a ceremony when young people came to the age of 13 and 14 years to celebrate transition out of childhood and prepare them for a more adult way of thinking. Yeah, dude. So it's spectacular, but like I'm going to not be around forever, right? C.S. Lewis says pride is the origin of all sin. It is. I'm not going to be around forever. My kids are going to outlive me. So why better? What is better? What is better? To create accolades for myself or in whatever, or to prepare my children for the rest? I saw because people don't want to grow up. Yeah, dude. People are afraid to grow up. They're not given the tools to grow. And I see the way that people react and act, and I'm like, I want to make sure my children don't fall into the same traps of most of the world. That should be the end stream banner. What? The tip menu? The tip menu? Pride and selfishness are big time wasters and can make you and people around you miserable. They usually are. You know, and man, I'm so glad that we had this conversation. It's such a reminder too, you know, of like how much of a difference we can make as individuals when we're intentional. It's amazing how God works. You know, like how he reveals things to you in certain ways. You know, I appreciate that so much. God worked through KG and again, or whatever his name is. God worked through you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, but how do you feel about having pride in something else like your children? Having pride, like being proud that I'm a father? What do you mean? I mean, being a father is the number one most valuable and most incredible thing that I've ever achieved. I don't think anything will be able to be better than that. It's better than being a husband. Proud of your son or daughter? Well, yeah, of course I'm proud of them. When I see my daughter ask to pray for dinner and then recite Bible verses she has memorized, because she thinks that's what prayer is reciting Bible verses, and I think to myself, this is the most, I don't think I could be more proud. But I'm not proud in my own ability or proud in my own thing. I'm proud that I don't even know. I don't think it's the same type of pride. I don't know. I don't know how to say that. Yeah, I asked my daughter to pray and she recites glory to God in the highest and peace on earth among all men or something. It's just so cute. Base your end stream tip request. Yeah, dude. You can use the term pride to your children as a tool to show them right versus wrong. Yeah. Maybe not pride, but satisfaction. I think satisfaction is the best way, the best term to use, right? The Bible says our marriage comes first before our kids. Well, it does, but I'm proud to be a father. Like I'm proud to have been a father. I guess that's the best way to put it. Achieving a marriage is great. Becoming a father is greater. I don't know. Like I don't. It's hard to say. My son's prayers are so cute. He puts his hands together and then he like very, very wholeheartedly will start to say prayers that I like thank you for things or whatever, and then he like looks around and then he's like, thank you for mama, dad. Amen. It's so cute. I'm gonna start reciting verses at the dinner table. That's right, dude. You may be onto something. When it's written on your heart, it comes out of your mouth. You know what I mean? when you're grounded in it, it usually is the thing that it's usually the thing that it's your knee-jerk reaction. You know what I mean? But it's kind of how it works, which is so rad. But yeah, I mean, being able to pour into your marriage is important. Something that, you know, is continuous. But yeah, I find a lot of I don't know. Yesterday I was at the park with my son, and a lot of other parents, well, mothers. It's not a lot of dads. A lot of other mothers there. They were all on their phones. It was a really weird thing. My kid was being disobedient the other day, and we had a nasty little fight. After we cooled down, I let him earn his privilege back by reading a few Bible verses about respecting the parents. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Yes, the marriage relationship is most important, but being satisfied with how your children are being raised is very fulfilling. You know what? That's what it is. Being married is important. Having children is fulfilling. That's the combo. That's the combo. You work on a marriage, you're fulfilled through your children. That's the combo. Well, you're fulfilled through Christ. Wait, there's a lot of nuance. I think truly being proud requires humility. You can only truly be proud when you admit and overcome the mistakes. Being prideful is self-boast. Yes. Yes. He also had to write down what they meant from his perspective. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of, we talked about this last stream that didn't get saved. There's a lot of nuance that exists when it comes to a lot of things. And I think when we lack nuance, we end up getting into a position where we're in now, I think. Where I feel like just everything is so confusing all the time. Right? Your marriage is a covenant between you and your spouse and God. That is the foundation of your children. Yes, that's true. That's true. I feel a great responsibility as a husband to be a father. So yeah. That's kind of how it feels. Making bacon, dude. Sending whatever that is. Not a tip. The not a tip is so real. Not a tip is so real, dude. Ugh, I have to shoot a video today. Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The podcast and the live streams kind of are like, I'm picking up more client work because it just is. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just pays a lot more. Doing more client work and spinning my wheels less on the internet. I feel like I'm a better dad, to be honest. Have to shoot a video, I get to. We'll see. Being a father is great, but marriage reflects how Christ loves the church, which is why it's more important. That is true, Saber. Yeah. We are under one circumstance under Jesus Christ. That's true. I still need to finish Pragmata. I've been so busy. Dude, it's worth it. Just make sure you don't finish it around other people. Mr. Much Bro, are you a dad? Excuse me if you've already told me the answer to this. I don't remember. There's too many people. Are you a father? And more importantly, are you a father of a daughter? It's editing. Video editing. I edit multiple podcasts for multiple different businesses. Yes, I have a 2-year-old girl. Oh, man. Okay. Well, just make sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I will say this. I really enjoyed the game from start to finish. The game was beautiful. The game was beautiful. There's a lot of cool things that you're like, wow, they really did it with this one. They really did. I've steeled myself. I know this relationship isn't making it out of the story in a good place. Now, don't make any assumptions. Don't make any assumptions. I have the demo queued up. I will play it soon. Yeah, don't make any assumptions. Don't try to figure it out. Like, just play the game. Enjoy the story. It's beautiful. Where are you in it? If you were to give me an area number, what area number are you? Is Pragmata good for non-parents? yes. I guess I could try yes, it is. It's a good story. It will hit harder for dads. Good dads. Crap dads, I don't think it will. Still need to pick up Pragmata. I just got out of the Terra Dome. Okay. Yeah. You got plenty of good game, dude. There's oh man. It's a great game. It's super, super good. So I think you have a lot of fun ahead of you. Genuinely. Guys, this has been such a beautiful morning. I appreciate every one of you, honestly. What does this do? Oh, I can do members only live stream? Crazy. Pick it up ASAP. Personal. Yeah, same. Yeah, I burned through Bag Mountain in 4 evenings. Very, very enjoyable. Would recommend to everybody. Yes, super good. This has been a great conversation. I appreciate it. I really do. My hope is that some of you got something out of it, right? My hope is that some of you learned something, that conversations had here were edifying and you understand, if you had questions about, I don't know, like I feel stuck, maybe, moving that. And so I really enjoy these conversations. I actually try so hard to play the video games but man, thanks for great stream. Glad we could get back on track. Stop tipping, you guys. Cut it out. Just talk. You don't have to pay me to talk. You guys know that, right? You could just talk. Calm demeanor. Hey, if it's a practice and patience, something I'm not good at, something I need to work on, and so it's a practice and patience. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a Sasquatch or a Sasquatch elder at 12 today, PST, I don't know how to do it on the YouTube application, not YouTube, on the, I'm standing, you're sitting, tip required, different eye level. Oh gosh. I don't know how to do it on audio only. I clicked yes on the tip screen. Dude, cut it out, Justin. Give me a break. I bought a membership. Does that count as a tip? You finally got those 100 likes, JD. Well deserved. Thanks, man. You got to earn them. You will receive at least the YouTube podcast today. I don't know how to have members get the audio only. So you will get at least the YouTube one today. Both elders and Sasquatches. You will get that today. All right? Sound good? In fact, I just need to do the audio only through Patreon. Yeah. If you want audio only, I guess you're gonna have to go through Patreon, and there's no way of me linking that to the Sasquatches. So the elders, I guess the elders, I mean, they do. It is more for that membership. So You get the audio only. And the elders, as of yesterday, are currently at the end of on the podcast. So I'll submit those today. Once this is done, I need to make a thumbnail for the podcast, and then I'll just post that for you guys to see. So that's going to be, I guess on YouTube, it'll be up in the next 15 minutes or something. I just need to make a thumbnail. It's already there and uploaded and everything. So you will get your podcast today. Everyone else, tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 a.m. Thursdays at 7 a.m. That is when the podcast goes live, both audio and video. And the bonus episode is also going live. That's tomorrow, though. So the bonus episode is a conversation that I want to have more privately with people to understand how I'm going to go about that. Maybe I'll talk to you about it, Justin, just for some insight. Live stream this Friday. We'll see. If I get my Yoshi game in time, then yeah. If I don't, then no. Then no. Also, if I get all my work done. There are a lot of things up in the air about it. A lot of things. I got to get stuff done. Sound good? Everyone good? We all good? I think we're good. Call me. I got a slow day. Sweet. I'll do that. All right, everybody. I'm going to pray us out. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful time. This beautiful time that we got to exchange ideas, talk about some fun things, some not so fun things. But overall, honestly, I'd say that we talked about some good things. I pray that everybody that was here today would encounter you in a certain way. Whether they already know you or they don't, that they would. And in your name, amen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. As always, it's the most valuable asset you have. For some of you, that $2.13, you decided to spend $6.39 with me. And I appreciate that. I really do. All $6.39. All right. Have fun, enjoy, and as always, play more and be kind. Cheers.